Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, August the 8th, 2019. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. I didn't get rid of my Tim Hortons garbage. Unacceptable. I didn't even open this. This French vanilla is going to be French cold.
That's okay.
It's all right. I just need the boost.
Post up on the socials, and then we good. What's up?
We Gucci. So it's another Technical Alpha podcast. Did I really just say we Gucci? I think I'm going to go home now.
You're spending too much time on. Oh, how is your Tinder? You know, our weekly. What are you gonna call this segment?
Just call it that's a good question. I'll think of something.
We'll let somebody
might come up with
figure it
something.
out.
So it would have been 2 dates, but we had to reschedule one.
Okay.
Which is this Saturday.
Ooh,
so
okay.
That one will be.
You guys
Saturday.
doing like a nighttime thing or a daytime thing?
Yeah, no, it's after she gets off work, so it'll be 4 o'clock or something like that. But I don't know if she works the next day or not, so I don't know what.
She got her own place.
Maybe. It's hard to say. Almost everyone that I've met so far has either been like with a roommate somewhere, or still living at home because rent in the city is fucking atrocious.
Yeah, it's insane.
So I don't like. I think there's been like maybe one person that I've spotted so far that's just like legit on their own. Whatever, no roommates, no whatever.
Yeah, that's gonna be rare,
and it's pretty rare.
It's pretty rare. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the Saturday. The first one though, boy, let me tell you.
Oh, you gonna tell?
A 5-alarm fire.
You gonna tell me?
Just a gong show from beginning to end. So this first one, I didn't like. I could have guessed that it was going to be, I did guess that it was going to be a little bit of a challenge because we had talked 5-6 hours on the app ahead of time. So I already had a pretty good idea of about her. I had a lot that we could talk about because we'd already talked ahead of time. So I had like shit that I could like create conversation with. I didn't have to do like the thing where you're like poking and prodding.
You were trying
up front.
Yeah.
You just know. I just knew ahead of time. So I was like, oh, this is going to be not so bad. And she told me she was like a relatively shy person and whatnot. So if she was quiet, don't be too concerned about it. And I was like, all right, cool. It wouldn't have been my first rodeo with somebody who's incredibly shy. Natalie was literally a mute for about the first 2 years of the relationship.
So you were used to that.
So I was used to that. I knew how to navigate those waters. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's not a big deal. I can do it. So get in the car and go. And I asked her, do you want me to pick you up or do you want to meet, wherever we were going to the sushi place actually that you and I go to. And she said, no, come pick me up. So I went and I picked her up.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, well, that's a good start because normally, when you're meeting somebody online, people are sometimes a little bit, you don't want to be guarded because you don't know who you're really going to fucking meet when they show up, right?
Exactly.
Like a lot of the time, you're not 100% sure. There's a lot of catfishing going on with these online dates. So I was like, all right, well, that means she at least trusts me enough to pick her up. So I show up. She comes as soon as she exited. So it was an apartment. As soon as she left the apartment, she lives with her sister. As soon as she left the apartment door and said hi, and I saw her body language, I went, nope.
And then now you got to do a whole date.
And in my head, I went, this is going to be a long,
fuck.
She was like mortified from like social anxiety from beginning until the end. And so it was basically the car ride was particularly bad because I'm like half trying to focus on driving here.
Yeah.
And then and what made it even better was that afternoon the Roby Quimple exchange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back
all
the
the lights were dead. So it was like a 9-way stop.
Oh fuck. A lot of downtime. A lot of
not the downtime that I wanted to have.
How's the weather? That traffic.
It was a little rough. I didn't go that. I didn't have to lean on that because again, 5-6 hours. So I had some material.
Okay.
So I didn't have to lean on.
This guy did some notes and did some studying before he goes.
Well, you talk for like 5 hours, you learn some shit. So it wasn't that. It was just that every answer was like 1 to 3 words.
Terrible.
And you couldn't build a conversation off of it. It was like answering yes, no to literally everything, pretty much.
So do you like sports? Yes. Which sports? Baseball.
That was the car ride there. It was a lot of just one-off questions. Oh my goodness, Shady.
All
gifting,
kinds. I know. Scream, Shady.
gifting
Everybody's gifting subs.
Everyone's gifting subs. Thank you guys. So we get there anyway, and I survived the car ride. We get there, and we sit down, and we order or whatever, and the first time ever, for whatever reason, the waitress fucked up the order. It's never happened since I've been there. I was like, of course it would be today. Well, it couldn't have been
not? Yeah.
literally any other day. But sure, okay, so it's today. Doesn't matter. We get to eating, and it was an hour. We were there for an hour of me going through every single conversation starter, of which there were many, because there was an hour and it was a one-sided conversation.
Fuck.
So you can imagine how many different fucking topics I tried to come up with over the course of an hour to get her to move on anything. And she just, if I looked away, she could look at me. Like peripheral vision, I could see she's looking at me. Eye contact was like a no-fly fucking zone for her. She couldn't do it. She was freaking the fuck out. So she
Did
was
she
just,
say she goes on many dates, or is she just like?
Well, that was obviously, we're both on one of the easiest icebreakers when you're fucking on Bumble or Tinder or whatever the hell is. So how's it like?
How's it going?
What's the minefield been like?
What's
for you?
the verdict? What's this like?
What's it been like
I'm
for
new.
you? Have you gotten like has it been pretty shit?
So what
Has
did
it
she
been
say?
Good? And she was like, and her response was like, oh, I just kind of what did she say? She's like, I just I'm not trying all that hard. Just kind of like sit around and go on some here and there. That was about it.
Great.
And I was like, all right, okay, next topic. So it was like it was fucking bad.
So was she looking for like a relationship, or was she just looking for a
Yes.
smash?
Yes.
So
But again, 5-6 hours. I already knew.
Okay.
Everything. So it was fucking wacky, dude. I didn't think that I could meet anyone that was more socially nervous than Natalie. As it turns out,
they exist.
they exist.
Great.
So that was a long date for sure. It was only a total of maybe an hour and a half.
But you know what, Adam?
And it felt joke, dude.
You got the bad one out of the way.
It
You know what I'm saying?
felt like 5 hours.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was
It's probably awkward as fuck and just terrible.
Awkward
Oh yeah.
as
No.
fuck.
Yeah, no.
It was bad. I tried so hard, bro. I'd have been
like, I need to go to the bathroom, and then I would have went in the bathroom and like, oh my god, Jesus,
she didn't.
just give me.
And so like I knew she wasn't like freaking out too bad, or like in that regard, it wasn't that she didn't. It wasn't that she was trying to like press the escape button. Like she didn't pull the washroom gag or anything, like that. But it was still fucking bad, bro. It was fucking bad. So that one didn't go so hot.
Well, you know what?
On to the next one.
You know what? Sometimes you got to strike out before you hit a home run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this next girl for Saturday, she's definitely I'd be shocked if, oh my god, 25 gifted subs from Scream. Slow down, sir.
Thank you, Scream.
Slow the fuck down, bro.
Thank you.
But thank you. You just like kind of paid for that shitty date. So this next one's on Saturday. This girl's already. I mean, the fact that we rescheduled and then there was like no issues with that is a good sign.
Did she reschedule on her behalf or your behalf?
On mine, because I had like 2 nights this week where I couldn't sleep, and I mean legit.
Okay, so you want to have
literally
energy.
it was 10 o'clock in the morning before I fell asleep that day.
Yeah, no.
And so like I messaged her at 7. I was like, hey, look. I've never had to fucking reschedule any date in my entire life. It's 7 in the morning. I haven't slept yet. I don't want us meeting for the first time being me on my deathbed.
Yeah.
And not being able to put like a coherent sentence together.
Yeah.
So could we like
do this
push this Saturday?
Well, you know what?
Or, like,
Saturday's
push,
a better.
or just
when
push
we
it off.
supposed to do-
She chose Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So I said, whenever works for you. I know because you're actually working a office job or whatever the fuck. I can do whenever except for Thursday. I said basically.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, that's not a problem.
No, Thursdays, because technical alpha, motherfuckers.
Right. Technical alpha on Thursdays.
So we can talk about how bad the dates are.
Exactly. Or how good they are.
Or how good they are. And then when
Yes.
you smash, you're just, all you need to do, this is going to be code. That'll be it. That'll be the code, and that'll be it. You won't need to say nothing. So when I get the bump, he's done the thump. Hell yeah.
So anyway, we'll see how that goes. She's She seems like a much more easy conversationalist than the last one, to say the least. Not that was a high benchmark to hit.
No, but hey,
the girl. There's not. It's not.
She's a nice girl.
She was a nice girl. Just literally mortified about everything.
It ain't gonna fly.
I was like, it ain't gonna happen. So I messaged her after. I was like, thanks for making the effort anyway. Good luck.
There you go. Tinder files. Maybe we'll just call it Tinder files. I don't know. The Tinder files.
The Tinder files.
It's week. So we'll see. Week number 1 is complete.
Week number 1 is complete.
We're gonna go.
It was almost a twofer. Now I don't know what's after this. I only have a couple of prospects, and we haven't started talking yet. In terms of we've both swiped, you know what I mean? But no, there's been no conversation yet. So after this date, unless this one goes well and there's another one that follows up after, we could be in a bit of a dry spell because it's not like Halifax is a deep pool.
Hey, you know what, man? You'll get lonely and you'll start lowering the standards a little bit, and then you'll just start.
Dude,
you've already
been that high.
You've already started.
Okay. It hasn't even been that high.
All right.
At this point, it's are you going to be alive before 45? Or after 45. That's pretty much where it's been.
Do you work?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
And is your blood pressure not 200 over 125?
Do you have diabetes?
Diabetes? No.
Swipe. See you on Saturday.
It's really not.
Pick you
really
up.
not all that hard. But how was your week?
Another week.
Another week.
That's pretty much
nothing fancy.
Fuck, dude. Just not. You know what? I did a bunch of voiceover work. Did voiceover yesterday. Did that directed session. It was tough. It was a tough one.
Which again, when we talked last week, it was like, why are you doing this to yourself?
I'm happy I did it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it only took an hour, but it was like the way they had the script. It was scripted out for the storyboard for the video. So there was boxes, and each individual box was like a new picture or frame for the video. And they didn't actually send me like a regular script. They sent me the script of that. So there would be sentences that go into the next frame,
right?
But they wanted it spoken like it's one sentence and not two different blocks. So, but then there were times where they only wanted one, where they wanted it separate. So, I'm sitting there doing the read and stuff, and then they would tell me, okay, no, it's not like that. It's like this. Like, they were super nice. They understood.
They really should have just wrote it all in one block for you.
It would have helped,
because the script does nothing for you unless you're literally trying to match up what you're saying with the video in real time.
Exactly, but there was no video, and there was no music, no nothing. It was just
that's just you flying blind.
That's
basically.
What it was. And I even did 30-minute prep before we went in. So I had already had it in my mind. I was ready to go. I wasn't stumbling or anything. I was ready to go.
Sometimes that can be hard, though, because if you, for example, if you did have what they gave you ahead of time, which it doesn't sound like you did, but sometimes you do, sometimes it's good to warm up, but don't warm up
too much
with that, because then you have preconceived notions of what you want it to sound like. But if you're doing a directed session, you know that they're going to get you to make it sound what they want, at the end. And so there's a weird fine line between...
And then there were parts of it that they wanted me to do it a certain way, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't really like the sound of that, but I have to do what they say.
It's their product, not yours.
Exactly. I don't mention it. I don't combat them.
Nope.
I just do what they want, right?
Exactly. That's all you got to do.
At the end of the day, they were happy, and
you're along
it's
for the
done.
ride.
So
along for the ride.
So yeah, we did that yesterday. Did a couple more this morning. Those were easy, and then that was pretty much just Grand Theft Auto grind.
Fantastic.
Grind.
Fantastic.
That's it. That's my week.
I'm thinking about what to do next on my stream, in terms of actually doing something other than just rando grinding PUBG and TFT. Because TFT is a hot fucking dumpster fire, and PUBG's not far behind. At least PUBG, I can have a little fun, play with the community, do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Don't have to take it too seriously. You have a good game once in a while, and you feel good, because there's still no battle royale that makes you feel better about winning or getting a kill than PUBG.
Yeah,
for whatever reason. You get a headshot in other ones, you're like, yay. You get a headshot kill in PUBG, and you feel like a god.
Well, because you're more of like a god. It's more methodical. It's hard. It's more simulator-like.
Yeah.
Right?
Your positioning matters a lot more in PUBG than it does in some of these other games. So anyway, I've been playing a bit of that, but I'm considering... I want to pick up something relatively long so that I can just wake up, know that...
Well, there's you can get an MMO or something.
No, I did Final Fantasy 14.
You didn't like that anyway? I
don't hate it. I don't hate it, but the lead up to anything that's really good is a slow burn in a way that I don't know if there's a slower burn. It's slow. So like I still have like
I mean, hey, you know what's on the come up right now?
What's that?
Or on the comeback
what's
right
that?
now?
What's that?
Minecraft. It's on a serious boom.
It
bro.
is. Well,
It's-
a lot of that's probably Shroud has been playing with somebody here on Twitch actually in VR
oh,
Minecraft.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, which might be part of the come up again.
Dude, the numbers have been big, and
I just can't.
it's another game that if you get the right mods and you got a like community server,
Yeah.
it's a good time
it's
for a
just
while.
So for a while, that's
For a
the
while.
operative word.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
is a
yeah.
while
Yeah, yeah.
because. Like Minecraft for me anyway. Not everyone, but for me, is a game that I look at and go, man, I could really go for some Minecraft, and I hop in it, and like 20 minutes in, I'm going, you know what? I like the idea of Minecraft more than I like playing Minecraft, and then I'm like, all right, I got back the fuck off of this thing.
Yeah, suppose
and
you're right.
so but that's just me. Like because. Again, Minecraft is the gameplay loop for Minecraft. Even though there's so much to do, the core of what you're doing is relatively
small.
repetitive,
Yeah,
right?
it's small.
pretty small.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I get it. I've seen it too. Lots of people playing Minecraft again. Lots of bigger people playing Minecraft again.
Yeah.
But I've been looking into just doing maybe like a single player game of some kind. I might finally do a full Let's Play of Morrowind on Twitch, since it's never happened yet. I've only gotten like halfway in
Fucking
a couple times.
Morrowind.
People have
Well,
been
dude,
wanting.
I got so many fucking.
Well, people want me to play like The Witcher 3. Like they're like skip 1 and 2, and I'm like, all right, well that seems, but okay. So
Okay.
I like considering Witcher 3. I started Mass Effect like a couple months ago, like to go back through the series again. So I already did 1, so maybe I'll like start up 2, which is the best one in the entire franchise anyway. Stuff like that. Just thinking about like kind of longer. RPG or adventure games that I can wake
Sink
up,
your teeth in.
get in, and I know that it's whatever. I play that, and then maybe play some PUBG or whatever at the end.
That's a good idea.
To fucking do whatever. And then I need to do like a merchandise run. I haven't done a T-shirt run in a hot minute. I need to get on
Dude,
that.
I haven't done one since 2012.
Yeah, you should probably get on that, bro.
2012.
You should probably.
Thinking about making some OTT shirts, the same shirt that I wear in the game.
It's a good idea.
Just OTT shirts. I think I'd sell, a couple hundred probably.
I would say definitely. That's easy. I mean, you have so many people watching at this point that if you didn't sell a couple hundred, it'd be pretty depressing.
It'd be pretty fucked up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, even I sell a couple hundred, and I've got like fucking 60 people.
All right.
So I think you're into the 500 plus category.
Ooh, shit. I might actually make a couple dollars.
You make several, actually.
Oh.
Just be mindful about Teespring because their print quality has not gone up.
No, it's gone down.
It's gone down
Significantly.
significantly. They're starting to look like the shit that we were doing,
Dude, I
like
saw
Chuck
the-
Norris
I
T-shirts when
saw
we were
the pictures
kids.
of people that tweeted out your shit, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's a big yikes for me.
Yeah,
It's a big yikes for
like
me, dog.
it was like the logo was stressed or whatever or whatever distressed. I guess you want to call it.
It looked like it was worn.
Yeah, like that was the logo, but it was like
But it was a bad printed Warren logo.
Yeah, it was taken to a whole nother level. It was fucking bad. The colors were so dull and
You
just
almost
bad.
didn't have to warn the logo. They could have done that for
They
you.
did it for
and
you.
then you would have been like, okay,
Process
maybe this
handling.
was, yeah, then, there you go.
And then I found out they changed like their printers and shit. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I see what happened here. It was fucking bad. I felt so bad too. Like, cause like what?
There's nothing you can do, bro. It's out of your hands. It's out of your hands.
It's nonsense. So I'll have to look into some other shit. Anyway.
All right, what do we got for gaming news? I mean, our
not
weeks
a lot,
are great.
which is why I dragged that out longer than normal.
That's fine.
Not a lot.
Okay.
So if we want to throw in, like,
There's some good movie-related stuff.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Well, last week we had it easy.
Yeah,
We had the
that's
whole
true.
ninja thing
We
last
had
week.
we had a real.
I could have sworn there was some more drama going on Twitch, and I don't even at this point. I mean, I guess it's a daily thing.
I think
but
it is, but it was the only thing I can think of is like the extended fuckery around the cat eating.
oh yeah, that shit's old now. I mean, nothing's gonna happen with that, so that's old news.
But in terms of like something else, I don't
know. I thought there was something else.
I don't know.
Apparently not.
I got to throw this out here.
Throw it
okay?
out, man. Let's hear it.
100 Thieves, headed up by Nade Shot. Okay. First of all, Nade Shot's a goddamn legend.
He is a legend.
He's turned 100 Thieves into a like fucking empire,
Dude.
inside of 365 goddamn days. It's insane.
Oh, it is crazy. He actually came to my stream, and I hooked him up with all my audio equipment, and he changed up his audio setup.
He's a legit fucking god.
Yeah, dude.
The merchandising alone fucking blows my mind.
Well,
So-
bro, and a lot of people, I mean, I guess there are probably a lot of people that know it, but Nade's been around forever.
Yes,
like,
he has been. No, it's not like he's new.
No, he's like
he's been around for
kind of
a
like
long
he's
time.
like he's kind of like a ninja, so to speak,
Yeah.
where he's like he's an old timer that has stayed relevant enough, and then he
Yes.
boomed. But even on his boom, he was still really big. But then he took that boom and he became
just
like a fucking mogul.
Bro,
Yeah, dude.
the respect I have for that guy.
Oh, it's huge.
Is insane.
Yeah.
And
he still games.
He's still going. Still.
Bro, if I was in that position,
I don't know if he sleeps.
my mouse and keyboard would be hung up,
Retired.
and I'd just be wearing suits. I'd have different fancy watches for every day of the week.
Yeah,
I'd fuck supermodels.
He probably is.
Well, yes, probably all of those things.
Yes.
But that's what I'd do. I'd be like, I'm done. You know what? The streaming life,
Speaking of,
it's over for me.
his boy, a good friend, partner in crime, if you will.
I saw
Courage.
that. Yeah,
Jack Dunlop, who has been, if you've been following the saga on Twitter, has been chasing after Ariana Grande now for about a year and a half.
Can I tell you
or
something
so.
about this dude? I still don't follow that motherfucker on Twitter,
What's wrong with you?
but I still follow him because everybody follows him, and I see everything
Yes.
that dude is doing.
Yes.
One of these days, I'm just gonna go ahead and click that. You know what? I'm clicking the follow
Do it
button
right now.
Right now.
Right now,
I'm
do it.
clicking it right now.
Get on it.
I'm because I was doing it from just at a sheer willpower. I'm like, I'm not following this motherfucker.
You were getting it by proxy anyway.
That's it. I'm getting it. I'm going in. After what he did, I'm going in.
So he eventually, like, he's had like this about a bajillion dudes on Earth have massive crush on Ariana Grande. I mean, who doesn't? She's
I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're fucked up.
When I see her, she's gorgeous, but she's got this like young girl look, and
It's true.
It's not my cup. Like maybe when I was 20 years old,
It's not 100% mine either, but I get it.
Yeah, there's something about
get
it
it.
that just seems really juvenile, and like it just doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's gorgeous. I'm not saying she don't look good.
Yeah.
but it's not. If there's
Not your bag.
I don't go on her Instagram and be like, God damn.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean? I don't
no,
follow
no.
her. I don't listen to her music. I don't.
So
This is how I. Yeah.
So and she's a good singer.
Oh,
That
she's
helps.
a phenomenal singer. She's
That helps.
super talented.
I don't know how long her voice is going to hold out singing the way she does, but she's
one hell of a singer.
She's doing it for now.
Yeah.
And so he's massive crush on her, and of course he's been like memeing, chasing after her on social media for fucking ever. Eventually, somehow, I don't even know the full story, ends up like technically VIP backstage, whatever the fuck, meets her, talks to her like, briefly, whatever. Anyway, she comes out with her boyfriend music video and song, and then Jack and Nade Shot and all these being the gods that they fucking are,
they
and
had
having the money that they do.
Yeah, they had their boys back.
They wingman the fuck out of Jack and get him in, like they do this like parody cut of the music video.
It's great.
And they fucking smashed it, and then she retweets it and says you're perfect, and his life is now done. He could die tomorrow. And he's made it, bro. That's one of the biggest W's on the internet I think I've ever seen. If I'm going to be straight with you,
It'd be,
might be the biggest W.
It's a W. It's a big W. A bigger W would be a date. Kid, take her
Well,
out.
at the end of the video,
Take her out somewhere.
at the end of the video, he asks for it.
Dude, if that's the dub, like right now, getting the attention, it's like a part one.
It's
part
a
two.
lowercase dub.
Yeah. It's like
The uppercase dub.
the uppercase dub. Even though it's unlikely she'd date him and stuff. I'm not. Who knows? I mean, who knows? But I mean, even if she just goes on a date with him to just appease him, you know what I mean? Just to say, you know what? He's put in all this work. He deserves a date. Let me give this guy a chance. That is the ultimate dub.
That
is the ultimate dub.
That's a dub you could put on the side of a building. One sec, the camera's out of focus. One sec.
All right. Are we out of focus?
Apparently.
All right. Make sure you guys are in.
Gotcha.
All right. There we go. We're good. But yes, it would be be
just
absolutely amazing.
Bro, I'm already calling this a fucking dub.
No,
it's
dude,
a goddamn
the guy
dub.
already won.
The dude got retweeted by
the guy,
Ariana
the guy already
Grande.
won. He already won the internet.
That's over.
Yeah, you've already won. I mean, even if you don't get the W, you've already taken the dub. So at this point, it's greedy even looking for a date at this point. You've already got it. It's been done.
It's greed, but you got to shoot your shot,
Oh, you
bro.
got to shoot your shot, and he's shooting it.
He shot it.
He shot it hard.
He Nate shot it.
He Nate shotted it big time. Here's the thing, though. You know, they're all in that. They're on that West Coast life, right? So they're all in that circle.
Yeah.
You know, Nate's definitely in that circle.
Except they're not fake assholes.
You know what? That, my friend, is the absolute truth. You watch the Husky video and you watch these guys, you
Night
can
and
see
day.
you can see who's genuine.
If you wanted to see a black and white comparison,
that's it.
That's it.
Literally, you want to go to the bar and drink with somebody. Those are the dudes.
You go with Nate Shot and
You
Jack
go
all
with those
day.
motherfuckers
You
because
do.
you're gonna have a good fucking time.
Yes.
You go with the other ones, you're gonna listen to a lot of problems. And you know what? Since they're in that circle,
You're not just going to listen to a lot of problems. You're going to become part of.
you're
the
gonna
problem
become part
yourself.
of the problem.
Yeah.
Since they're in that sort of in that world, there is a good chance that even if he doesn't get a date, they will see each other again, and they'll talk a little bit more. Like they'll have more things to go on. You know what I mean,
Bro? I'm voting for him. I'm. He ain't even my man, but he's my man right now. I think everyone on Twitter right now that's a dude,
rooting for him.
is Jack's man.
Yeah,
We're all rooting for him.
yeah.
Go get it, Jack.
I mean, hey, if the
fucking get it.
everyday dude can go out there and smash Ariana Grande,
Just fuck smash it. Just
No.
go into dinner.
yes,
You get that far?
No, I mean, if you get that far,
You
might,
get retweeted.
No, you go
We
on a
get-
dinner, you're looking to smash.
Well, obviously.
I mean, it's like, hey,
I mean, let's be real here.
you got to take
Jack
your
wants,
fucking shot.
Jack wants to smash.
Of course. It's of course.
Of course.
Of course, yes. Yes. Woo.
I think Jack's crush goes a little deeper than that, though.
I would imagine.
You out there making a goddamn music video?
Yes.
You're on it for more than just the Tinder smash.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You want to live that Hollywood life.
You wanna live that-
You want TMZ following you around.
Yeah. Although I don't even think Ariana wants the Hollywood life, to be honest with you. I don't think she wants. Too late now.
Too late. You're too fucking talented.
Yep. Too much talent and too much good looks. Can't
But
get
yeah,
away
that
from
was
it now.
amazing. If you guys didn't go see that, the parody type music video where he did, it was genius. It was unique.
It's brilliant.
That's content.
That's fucking content.
That's
dude.
content.
The internet had
Dude,
a
he
big
even
victory
messaged
today.
fucking what's her face's manager and shit, to fucking Bieber's manager and shit.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, dude, and they made a bet that they made some sort of inner bet, and then fucking he won it because, which I don't know. I've been looking up a little bit of
Because
it
he's a fucking god.
because he's a fucking god.
Let's
bro.
fucking go, bro.
Dude, 100 Thieves. God. Dude, they're the goats. They're actually the fucking goats for organization.
Yes.
And esports
By miles.
because not only are the people on the team and shit super talented, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's personalities or players. The guy who's running it's a fucking mogul, and,
Yeah.
he's not one of these stuck up cunts.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the branding alone, everything,
Fire.
and they're hip. You know, they're fucking.
Fire.
They get the culture.
Fire.
And they just understand the
My
shit. man.
marketing erection for 100 Thieves is fucking insane.
Yeah, dude. They just get it, bro. They got Drake on as a fucking partner. I saw something on Breakfast Club where they said when Drake got in or something. Now, the numbers, I'm just paraphrasing, but it's this kind of big. It was like worth $40 million or something when he first got in, and then just over a few months, it was worth $140 million or some shit.
Dude, the stock value
It's
for
crazy.
100 Thieves
It's impressive.
is not
man.
about to stop.
Yeah, bro. It's
anytime
impressive as
soon.
fuck, bro. It's impressive. It's impressive.
Nate Shot, you watching this shit? Send us some shit.
Yo, send me some merch.
I'll wear 100 Thieves shit.
Send me some merch.
Middle of
Dude.
summer, I'm out there with a sweater on.
Hell yeah.
I might die, but I'm going down looking good.
Hey, you know what? Send us merch, and we'll make sure that one of Adam's Tinder files, he's wearing a 100 Thieves shirt.
That's the ultimate. That's
That's
the
it.
ultimate 4D chess maneuver.
It's no Ariana Grande, but hey, you could take her to get a cinnamon dolce latte
That's right.
at Starbucks.
That's right.
So we got that.
Close enough. In a complete and different direction entirely, Google, which my phone just
Yeah, it said hello. Yes,
Said
are you
hi.
speaking to me?
don't listen to me right now. You fucking stop.
Google is always listening.
Google is releasing a service called Play Pass, which is a $5 a month service that gets you access to a curated list of premium apps and games.
Okay.
So basically, they're going to be choosing hand-picked, whatever the fuck, curated list of premium apps and games that you can play for $5 a month, where you don't get the ads, you don't get any of that, whatever the hell. You're getting like the in-game content unlocked. Mm-hmm. And then the devs are apparently going to get paid based on usage tracked by Google. So the more usage the app or game receives, the more that they're going to get of the revenue stream that this service is generating, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, Apple. So Apple, we talked about this back when we were first talking about Stadia. Apple announced that they have their Apple Arcade or whatever coming, which is exclusively games, but similar idea where you're paying monthly to get access to a bunch of premium games instead of paying individually for all these games, which for Apple is a serious value proposition in that everything on the Apple Store is extraordinarily expensive compared to on the Android Store, like 2 or 3 times more in some instances. But then on top of that, the also because it's Apple and the people that use Apple is that Apple outspends Android, even though their user base is minuscule in comparison. And the expense is so much higher, people are still buying it enough that they outpace the revenue for Android.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see more, especially since this isn't a game-specific thing. So, like, what apps is Google going to curate for people for $5 a month? Like, are we talking like fucking anti-malware? What premium services? What premium apps would they even like pull down? Premium podcast apps, maybe.
I'd have to see a list. Like, honestly, I think it's going to be one of those things where it isn't something that I'm looking forward to. They're going to have to present it to me, and they're going to have to wow me on it. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know I wanted that. Oh, that'd be nice to have.
Exactly. That's going to be one of those.
Sure.
Exactly.
Because off the top of my head,
there's nothing.
There's zero.
Zero.
So...
Or anything that I would want would never in a million years fall under the category of this monthly service. Like, for example, coincidentally, NordVPN, for example, which I have on my phone and on my home devices. You're never going to get that part of a $5 a month thing through Google.
No.
So, you're left with a bunch of apps that really be hyper specific. So I don't know how wide ranging that will be. It would be about the games. And again, personally, I'm not a game guy on the phone, so it doesn't do anything for me. But there are obviously
lots of people that do.
Load of people.
It's going to be something they have to sell me on.
Exactly.
If I go, if it's worth the $5, I'll do it.
Yeah.
If not, fuck them. I'm not.
It's probably going to be a fuck.
It's going to be a fuck
problem.
Yeah.
The Entertainment Software Association, so the ESA, announces that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo will all be implementing policy that will see new games and updates to current games display the odds of winning when it comes to loot boxes and similar systems. So you're going to see percentage-based stuff, et cetera, et cetera. There's no more blind whatever the fuck. There's no more guesswork as to whether or not they're turning the knobs and pulling the levers behind the scenes to make things more difficult or easier, et cetera, for certain people. They're going to have to now go out of the way to make the policy to make that happen and implement it now. So you're going to see most of the stuff coming out that's new.
It'll be a little tiny thing on a big long piece of paper that people are.
No, I think it actually has to be displayed like when you're in the midst of.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think they're relegating it to like the TOS page buried like 56 pages deep.
Okay.
In like the fine print.
Okay.
I think they actually have to have it, to my knowledge,
like a 1 in 10 chance to get whatever.
There's like percentages lined up, and to go hand in hand in that, Rocket League is actually axing loot boxes altogether.
Good on them.
In the traditional sense, like I don't think they're getting rid of them entirely, but you now know what you are getting or have your shot at getting ahead of time when you're buying into this stuff. So they're removing the one-armed bandit aspect to the whole process.
Yeah.
So we're seeing more and more companies. I mean, it's not just so it's, and the article also talked about some of the major publishers as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. I should have wrote them down, but also getting in behind this. So it's not just Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. So there are some major publishers also getting on board. And this is obviously pressure from all of the various things that we've talked about over the last several months.
Yeah.
Where some governments are starting to get involved. You're like, hey guys, we need to we need to figure this thing out because it's obviously becoming a problem, especially since every one of you seem to be out there to abuse this.
Well, that's what they're doing. I mean, they're out there to make money. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, this is a step in the right direction. It doesn't solve any problems, but it's definitely a step.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Exactly. 10 Cent's competitor. So we've talked about them in the past as well. NetEase is building a $725 million esports park in Shanghai, China.
Wow.
Imagine how far $725 million US dollars goes in China, bro, in terms of labor. This is like
hella far. They're building a city.
This might as well be $7.25 billion.
They're building an absolute
They're
city.
building a new city within Shanghai. So apparently this possibly includes game development facilities within this place, as well as team building locations and talent training. So Shanghai's local government, is hoping to make the city an esports capital inside the next 5 years. So they're looking to throw around a whole bunch of money as the local government to solidify Shanghai as an esports mecca, if you will.
Okay.
And I don't think anyone else in the world yet is trying to do that shit, to my knowledge.
I mean, if you're going to do it in a place, I guess that's probably a pretty good place to start. Culture-wise and everything, it just kind of makes sense.
Aside from the fact that they're particularly hard on violence and several other aspects of esports.
I suppose you're right, but at the same time, there are about a bagillion people that play games over there.
Yes.
So I mean, and they're going to try and capitalize on this massive market. I mean, the gaming market is the biggest.
Oh, it's huge
in the world.
Yeah,
it's bigger than sports.
Yeah,
it's bigger. It's actually bigger. I was watching something. It's bigger than sports and movies. And there was like 2 other industries combined.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and we're talking they put a dent in it. Like it's not even. It's not even close.
As soon as it was close before the mobile market.
Yeah.
Got into it.
Yeah.
And now that we have the mobile market involved,
game over.
How are you supposed to keep up with that?
You can't.
So, especially when they have predatory practices to extract as much money as humanly possible from everyone on them.
Yep, and they're doing a damn good job.
They're doing a real fucking good job.
Doing a real good job.
Pulling all that money out.
I'm telling you right now, video games is going to make millennials... it's going to make millennials more rich. It's going to... like, the people that are in video games and that do well in it and find their niche...
Management.
Well, yes, I suppose.
Not the programmers and artists.
No, yes. The management and the players. Like the actual people that are
like in esports and
yes,
stuff.
Yes. I'm not talking about developers.
Filthy money.
They get fucked.
Developers are
getting fucked.
Getting fucked.
Big time.
Yeah.
But the people that are playing the games, the faces,
big money.
The people that own these companies,
the 16-year-olds winning Fortnite tournaments.
It's going to create more millionaires, like young millionaires, than anything in the world. For like over the next fucking my lifetime.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be huge. It's kind of like another .com boom.
It is,
where a lot of young people are getting in, investing early. You're getting your nade shots and shit. I mean, nade shots what, 26?
He's young,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore. Like you could be in the game for 8 years and still only be fucking 25 years old.
So you're gonna see some fucking 25-year-old worth of fucking $200 million, and you're like, yeah, I've been in it since I was 16. I made my first million at 17.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, holy shit, this guy's lived a lifetime.
What was I doing? I was playing TFT with Nitrous, who's a talent manager that I met through Panic, and we were playing TFT with like another colleague of hers, and at some point we were all playing. I was like, so how old are you guys? Because I was in the back of my mind, I was like, I feel real old in this conversation right now. And then like she's like 23 and he's like 20, and I was like,
babies.
I'm a fucking granddad in this conversation right now. And they're out there being like, yeah, but I asked because she was like, yeah, so I've been in this for like 7 years. I was like, okay, so I'm thinking she's like 26.
Yeah, late 20s, mid-late 20s.
Yeah. It's like fucking 23. I'm like, God,
14. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I'm so old.
Yeah, I've been playing Fortnite since I was 7.
It's bad. Yeah. So that's just the industry, right? Like people you get in it young. You're like 16 years old. You're getting into it and shit. And then like you've got like half your career under your belt and you haven't even hit 25.
Yep. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Make
it's
your money
fucking-
now, guys. If you're in this industry, make your money.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Oh, here's another our favorite topic as of late, Epic Game Store.
Woo!
Woo! Ooblets, which is a game I only knew about because Gabs found it when it was still being like crowdfunded ages ago. And it's basically like a Pokemon meets Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Kind of mashup of sorts. And it looks adorable. It's made by a whopping, brace for it, 2 people. Real big dev team here.
It's like Hearthstone.
Yeah. It's just like, no, even Hearthstone had like 12. It's just like 2 people. I think it's like a couple that work together. And if not, well, then by the end of a game development, you probably are.
Yes.
after
You're at
all
least
this,
fucking.
if you can survive it together, you must well be married.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing
And then
to
if it
tackle.
becomes a big hit like Fortnite, you're fucking and you're getting married, and then you're gonna go crazy
All
and
at
end up
the
getting
same time.
divorced in 5 years.
Yep.
And be rock stars.
If you ain't no punk, holler, we want prenup.
Mm-hmm.
We want prenup.
We want them. So what is this game?
So, like I described, it's basically that.
Pokemon.
It's really cutesy. It's like a Pokemon meets Animal Crossing type deal. It looks adorable. It looks really fun, and a lot of people, more than apparently they even thought, are like super fucking interested in this game. And I mean, it's Pokemon and Animal Crossing. I mean, you get those demographics even marginally involved. That is a huge number of people.
It's a big number of people.
So they go through the process of like the little, the crowdfunding stage. They still had like a little Patreon open for like continuing to do development on this game, et cetera, et cetera.
And Epic owns it?
Well, the Epic saw this game and went, it was another one of those games, a small indie game. They went, you know what? Game Store exclusivity, whatever the fuck you want, come over. We will help you. We're going to give you a bunch of money to help finish and resources. So not just 2 people, you get a couple extra people you can hire on. We can finish this game up. We can realize it more than you guys probably could have on your own.
Yep.
And put this out here. And it basically, it's the difference, especially for 2 people in a development team, it's the difference between their company of 2 people making one game and praying to the gods that it sells enough for them to make a second game, or it already gives them enough money to develop a second game and ensures that they can eat and continue to do their job.
Basically, Jesus came down
and said, hey, what's up?
Your prayers are going to be, you have 3 wishes.
You see this water? It's wine.
Yes, and not even cheap stuff.
No, it's good shit.
We're giving you the good shit. This shit's been brewing here for the last 2,500 years.
Exactly.
One sip alone will fuck you up. Make you feel
it's like syrup.
Yes.
It's condensed.
It's condensed. It's like straight up syrup. The fucking shit you get at the fucking fountain pops before you actually mix it with water.
It's that.
It's that.
But alcoholic.
And it tastes delicious. Here you go. Prayers have been answered.
It's not box wine.
No, it's not fuck box wine.
So EGS comes down, does their thing, whatever. And of course, there's backlash. But there's not just the standard backlash. These guys have gotten a disproportionate amount of backlash compared to the other companies. And nobody can figure out why. Because at the end of the day, this is, once again, I'm going to say this again, 2 people, first game, together, 2 people on this dev team, creating a game, and a developer or publisher like EGS comes down and says, we're going to give you this money to help you finish this, make sure that you cut yourself a paycheck, and make a follow-up to this game or something else if you wish, and we're going to help you do that, you say yes.
Every time.
Yeah. And if you don't, you're a fucking idiot.
You're a moron.
Conversely, if you look at that and you do something like send them, like they have been, multiple death threats, or try and dox them, or try and basically ruin their entire fucking career, you're also a fucking idiot.
Well, you should be put in prison.
So these guys, when the first round of backlash came out, they put out like a response where they were kind of being jokey about it and snarky, where they were like, it was basically like almost like how snarky we're being right now. Like imagine seeing like a small developer getting support and being angry about it type shit, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as they did that, well then now
that went crazy.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! well, now you just killed my unborn children, and it's time for me to come after you.
Great.
And that's basically what the community did. And they're basically like they're chasing these poor bastards down. And I can't. Okay, let's put this in perspective. It's so bad that Kotaku actually wrote a piece defending the developers. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
When you see Kotaku not writing like a sensationalist piece, but actually writing something with some sort of substance and reality, you know you've hit rock fucking bottom.
Oh, yeah. Rock bottom.
The article was about this, but it was also about the culture that we've apparently accrued in the last couple of years, in which this thing in gaming is the new fucking norm.
It's the new thing.
Where developers can't breathe, can't do anything short of producing a perfect fucking video game without a not insignificant number of people chasing after them and trying to ruin their lives.
Yep, fuck them.
And it's insane. And the article in a not unintelligent way talked about how Steam is part of this problem, where Steam, with their reviews and their curations and all this other shit, kind of, and in terms of them
opened up Pandora's box,
taking so long to respond to stuff like review bombing and all this other shit, that it took so long for them to do it that it became a norm. It wasn't nipped in the bud, so it's now a norm, and then it's been spreading everywhere else. And then when Steam did take it away, then it was like, well, we have to find somewhere else to go be fucking assholes. So it spread to social media and forums and doxing and fucking like anything they can get their little greedy little fucking hands on to bitch and whine and moan, complain about it, instead of just like, how interested were you really in this game? That is your response when they get assistance. And all it means is you download another launcher that isn't Steam, and you still get to play the game that you've looked forward to at no extra cost to you. And instead of just supporting the fucking team, you want to literally have them kill themselves. Like, how interested were you really in the game? Or were you just interested in the game being on Steam? Because if everything is always about the game not being on Steam, are we really talking about the game? Or are we just talking about the fact that you're so fucking entitled that you will only play a game if it's on Steam?
That's what it is. Well, that's what it is.
At which point you're a fucking idiot.
And it's the fact that Epic owns Fortnite. That's what it is. At the end of the day, those people are fucking cunts. We're talking about a fucking video game. And these motherfuckers are going on the internet trying to ruin somebody's life and their hard work or their life's work because they don't want to download a launcher or they feel like it needs to be on a platform that they want to play the game on. It's fucking sad, bro.
I can't.
It's fucking sad, bro. It's sad.
We can't even enjoy games anymore.
No, you know what? It's a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds.
But they're not.
I know.
That's the fucked up part.
That's the mentality. Dude, there's a lot of fucking weird people in this world. There's a lot of fucking weirdos, bro, and they all hang out.
The internet is making it way too easy for me to have to know that they exist.
Dude, we see it all the time, bro.
Yeah.
They hang out on these weird forums. They fucking gather together in these weird places, and it's where a bunch of weird people can feel validated.
Yeah.
And they go there, and they spread their hate, and they spread their fuckery, and they try and ruin, in what this case is, two people that are hardworking, that is their first game.
People.
They probably spent their entire early adulthood learning how to program, building a dream, having a vision for themselves, and then to finally make it.
Yeah.
To finally make it and do nothing wrong to anybody. Given an opportunity to get their vision out in front of as many people as possible.
And the first reaction
is these fucking cocksuckers
Yeah.
coming out and trying to tear down their fucking world.
Yeah.
When these are two real people
Yes.
that have real feelings,
Yes.
that are real individuals that are working their ass off
Yes.
to bring entertainment to people,
Yeah.
whether you want to buy it or not. And you're going to go that far to attack them personally?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You're a cunt. And get the fuck out of my world.
Maybe get a life.
Well,
Find something
that is their life. That is their life.
Find something that you can actually do productively.
That is their life, dude. We're not talking about Activision that has done some fuckery shit to their employees done fucking shit to the games that you love. It's none of that. And even if it was, you still have no right.
You still don't do it.
But the fact that it isn't, and it's two fucking random people,
makes it even worse.
Makes it 100 times worse.
They come out and they talk about. They go. They mention this, right? They said, "Look, guys, this isn't even a case where a publisher came in and did this and then abandoned us.
No,
and didn't do anything." They talked about like Epic is actually. They have our back. They've been helping us through this whole Fallout situation. Everything's coming. We couldn't ask for more from these guys, and they're still getting shit down their throat constantly. And you know why? For like the same weird talking points. Oh, EGS doesn't have a shopping cart. Oh, EGS doesn't have fucking
my God.
Achievements, or oh, it doesn't have, oh, the security is whatever the fuck, or like all this other. Just
shut up. That's it. Just shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. You're crying about a goddamn video game. Don't you got siblings, parents, friends, something to fucking put this negative energy towards into something semi-positive? Jesus Christ. I mean, at the end of the day, if motherfuckers are complaining about a goddamn shopping cart or a goddamn free program to download to get a game, so that indie developers can actually make fucking good, unique games instead of this regurgitated fucking shit we've been getting for the last 5 goddamn years.
5?
Oh, but I
10.
mean, okay, the last 10 goddamn years. Then just fucking shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Find a new hobby.
Just shut the fuck up.
Just find a new fucking hobby.
Fucking video game, man. Holy fuck.
It is one thing to express
dislike it for something.
You can do that. You can go out there and you can cry on social media like I did with Ryan Johnson putting his fucking tiny penis in Star Wars. You can do that shit all day. But I don't actively go out of my way to like send death threats to Ryan Johnson or like tell him that he's a fucking like horrible human being or that he should get the fuck off the internet or or try and ruin his like dox him. You can bitch, whine, and complain all you fucking want. Just don't do it in such a targeted fucking like malicious,
that's what it is.
Militant way.
Yes.
Just fucking complain like everyone else. Yell into the void.
Yes. Yes.
Don't try and like actually produce some sort of fucking heinous result because you woke up and Ooblets is now no longer available on Steam.
If these people would just take a moment and just think about these two individuals that are so excited about getting their game out and they're given an opportunity, and they're probably celebrating and they're probably calling their family and fucking it's a life achievement. And then going on social media or getting phone calls or whatever, and this shit is going down.
Yeah.
I mean, how demoralizing and so deflating and just like how unnecessary. Like these two people.
I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be able to shoulder it.
It's so
I'd be so
uncalled
fucking,
for.
I'd be so fucking angry.
Yes.
And so like
why is the world doing this to me? Yes.
And just why? Just why? I'd be so I wouldn't be able to handle it.
I think what a lot of it is, I think also people got to understand that there's people behind these things and are real people. This isn't like just some sort of, you're not
degrees of separation.
Yeah, you're not fighting some sort of video game name. You're not fighting an idea of video. You're fighting individuals that have worked their ass off.
Yeah. And
it's just, when you really just think about it for a second, it's so wrong on so many levels that they should just be ashamed of themselves. Like I'd have a hard time sleeping at night knowing that somebody that I've been part of a problem where somebody's life is being affected so negatively because my disdain for a company helping product. Even if really anything, it's crazy. It's just so uncalled for. It's just disgusting. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
So, you know what I'm going to do?
I'm going to buy their game.
I'm going to buy their game.
Yeah, I'm going to buy their game.
If the Patreon is still up, I'm going to give them some money.
I'm going to support their Patreon.
Yeah. Because it's two people.
Yes.
Actually, they might not even have the Patreon up anymore because they've taken they're with Epic at this point. I don't know.
I'm buying their game.
Either way, the game. I was looking at buying the game anyway.
I'm gonna.
But now I have a reason
I'll probably
to
buy it, never play it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think a lot of people should fucking do that shit. Fight
Yeah.
back. Be like, you know what? Fuck it. It's crazy.
It's insane, bro. It's insane.
I hope they make an epic game too. No pun. But I hope they make a really dope game.
I think it looks. Personally, I think it looks like there's a good chance that it's going to be, successful enough. It's a game that if it did well enough, you'd hope to see it on the Switch. It'd be perfect on the Switch.
Great.
And now that they were with Epic,
There's a very high
there's
probability.
a way higher chance
It can happen.
that it can go onto Epic.
Yep.
And like stuff like multiplayer, they said this would be great multiplayer, but 2 people, we didn't have the time. But maybe now that we're with Epic, they said this. They said, look, sequel, maybe we can do some multiplayer because we have Epic behind us.
Yeah.
Instead of just us
Yes.
and our parents' 401k.
Literally. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it was.
Probably what it. Yeah, it's probably what it was.
Mom and dad has remortgaged their house.
Yeah.
And 401ks are drained. And the MasterCard is completely maxed.
To make
this is
this
my
happen.
dream. And now I've got these cunts trying to tear me down for no reason. Fun.
Yep.
What's next?
Another. I'm going to throw in something light before we get into the next heavy topic.
Okay.
Man finds a sealed 1987 copy of Kid Icarus. It was in the attic and it was still in the bag with a receipt worth over $10,000.
Money.
What a fucking dope find! You go up in the attic and you open up this random bag and there's a fucking sealed, untouched Kid Icarus.
Mom and dad forgot that they hid the Christmas present up there.
And it's been there.
And it's been there the whole fucking time.
32 years.
Can you imagine having the foresight to buy a whole bunch of fucking old school cartridge
But
games?
you never know what's going to be
I
worth
know,
it.
and just fucking sitting on them, just putting them somewhere.
Some people do that.
And just fucking sitting on them.
Jeff Gerstmann, so Giant Bomb's Jeff Gerstmann, has a massive game collection where anything he thinks is actually going to be worth anything, he has 2 or 3 copies, and a bunch of them are just in like big ass Tupperware containers in storage.
That's so
and
smart.
he's been doing that for like
Ever.
30 years.
Yeah. Smart. Very smart.
And so eventually that's going to pay off. He's going to sell that. And it's going to be like that one that went up on eBay a few years ago.
It's your
and it's just going to
retirement.
be tons of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's your light. Oh, some more light news before we get into the big one. No Man's Sky, the greatest redemption arc in anime history.
I can't believe this is still news.
The Beyond update comes out August 14th, and this is a big dick one. This is the last update that said it was their biggest one, and they said they thought that they were no longer going to do massive updates, and then here we are, and this is even bigger than the last one.
All right.
This is the one that brings VR, full VR,
Ooh.
expands the multiplayer beyond what the last update did, to the point where we don't know for sure yet. We're going to find out more, obviously, pretty soon because it's the 14th. But in the trailer little teaser, the people counted 11 people, which means maybe a 12-person instance for multiplayer, which would be pretty fire.
That's a big deal.
12 people VR No Man's Sky.
Dope.
Sounds pretty dope. And then, of course, comes with a whole host of other things. They've moved the entire engine over to Vulkan, which means which they would have had to do for the VR to be even remotely close to working. Massive improvements to the graphical quality and, more importantly, the frame rate. You can actually hit steady frame rates now in this game, which is great. And so stuff like textures and everything got a big boost. The game does look. I was in the beta for the Vulkan thing, and even on stream, people seeing the stream, everyone said, "Holy shit, this looks so much better than I remember it," and it's because it does. It's been a massive graphical overhaul. So there's that, and then a bunch of other stuff that they're adding to it as well. It's a pretty big fucking update. So that one's coming on the 14th, and everyone's super hype about it. You never see anything negative anymore. You see like the one random person that will throw out the fucking
The old
3-year-old like No Man's Lie meme, and then
Yeah.
everyone just tells them to go fucking kill themselves. And that's pretty much
Great.
where it's at now. Because really,
Well, they made a comeback.
because really,
Yeah.
how could you possibly still want to shit on this game after everything that these
Well, you
guys have
can't
done
now.
for free?
Yeah, you can't now.
Up to
You can't now.
it's got VR for fuck's sakes at this point. We're just
They've redeemed themselves.
redemption arc complete. What did they fix the menu? No. The menu's still terrible. But who knows? Maybe there's like something I didn't
In
see.
VR, god damn.
Well, in VR, their menu might actually make more sense.
it could.
Like the interface might make more sense in VR than it would with a keyboard and mouse or controller. So, yeah.
I feel like the menu would be kind of cool in VR with how it comes up on
yeah,
your, on, in
floats
your
up
face
and
shit.
stuff,
Yeah.
and you know the waiting for things to happen makes sense in VR because you know you're not exactly super accurate all the time, and like you know you'd feel if it would feel tactile with that menu.
Yeah.
So like it'd be good, but the menu still needs. I mean, if I had one wish, would be for them to fucking
overhaul that shit.
overhaul that menu.
It needs
Like
it.
you just
It needs it. I still don't have like an Oculus or anything like that, so I can't even.
I'm waiting because the next round's this year, right? They're starting to release the new stuff this year, and it'll be the time where I sit back and go, do I want to do this now? After that stuff releases, there's no sense in buying them right now. You might as well wait.
Yeah.
But I'll be considering it because stuff like No Man's Sky, stuff like Firmament from the Myst guys, that their game is going to be VR. And built specifically for VR. I mean, you can play it not in VR, but a Myst game in VR has been like my wet dream. I've said it 1,000 times.
Very fire.
That's a fire idea,
Yeah.
and I'm behind it. I'm there for it. So it could be the time where VR finally happens. I have to put some money away though, because that shit ain't cheap. It's expensive. And now for unfortunately the heavier news and slightly less fun to talk about. Video games being blamed yet again for the shootings in the States.
I saw.
You saw that.
I saw.
It's hard not to, because everyone on the internet was talking about it.
Including the president.
Yeah, well, that's why everyone was talking about it. Because at first it was like a representative in the southern state somewhere. I can't remember his name, and he was mentioning it, and it's not that it's new. Like we hear it almost every time. Well, to be fair, in the last couple we didn't hear it.
We didn't hear it.
We didn't hear it.
Yeah.
It was more of a mental health thing.
Yeah, because but those
last
but I
couple.
think the last couple, I think there was some more radical type shit behind it, so they had a different motive that they could
This
jump
is
on.
radical. It's just the guy with
A different
white.
type of radical.
He's
I
white.
guess it's radical.
So
radical, yes.
We usually find different reasons.
Yes.
Than radical.
Well, the default is video games.
Yes.
I mean, that's the easy. It's
It
the
is
easy
the
one
easy
out.
target.
It's the easy
It's
one
the all those kids playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
They're getting sassy.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to mimic it. And now we're getting the guns, and they're going out there trying to get 360 no scope kills in real life. So 2 shootings happened in the span of like a week or some shit.
It was bad.
And the second one was like the one that really caught everyone's attention because it was like in a Walmart in El Paso, I think it was.
Yep.
And it was a guy with like in his manifesto was just like, I'm going to try and kill as many Mexicans as humanly possible. And so he went to a Walmart in El Paso with a semi-automatic. I think it wasn't an AR-15. I can't remember now.
I don't know. I didn't even read up, and it's just depressing.
Gun in and just fucking laid out a bunch of people. And I want to say he specifically talked about Trump and Trump's views on that in his manifesto. And so as far as the video game causing, people to go out and do this, like I get to keep it on that topic.
Yeah, fuck the other stuff, but the video game stuff, yeah.
Is that at the end of the day, video games are in almost every country in the world at this point. And there are countries outside of the US in which video games are a much bigger part of the culture than they are in the US. And they don't have this problem at all. They have more people in a smaller space with more video game culture and don't have this problem. Other places in the world have mental health issues. Don't have this problem. Pretty much every talking point that has been presented, video games included, it's not like it exists in a vacuum in the United States of fucking America. And then you can just, place it into any one of those, like slot it in any one of those and say, okay, well, America is unique. as much as people want to think America's unique, it's not fucking unique. The only unique part of it, if there was anything, would be the gun culture in America versus every other country in the world. And that's the differentiating factor.
Yes.
Because every other one of those metrics exists in those other places, and it doesn't push the needle of gun deaths any further. The state still outweighs them heavily by no small margin. And so it's silly, it's old, it's tired, it's been disproven by reputable institutions in the U.S. and outside of the U.S. in terms of video games having any correlation to an increase or involvement in gun-related violence, whether it results in death or otherwise. Zero. So there's no correlation, there's no causation, there's no anything there. It's statistically, it would be an anomaly at that point. There are, at the end of the day, the struggles seem to stem from, because again, it's like the if you're picking out like the pieces of information that differ between all these modern countries anywhere in the world is the number of guns, the percentage of the people in the population that control those guns, and then the culture around guns are like the three,
of course,
pillars there in terms of the differentiation between the U.S.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist
and like
to figure
Korea, Japan, Canada,
any of them,
anywhere in the almost any European country,
anywhere.
So, I mean, like I can't 100% remember the statistics, but for one, there's either almost as many guns or more guns in the U.S. than there are people, and there are the percentage of the population that owns those guns or has possession of said guns is like the vast minority. So there's a small subsection of the population that control or own or have possession of the vast majority of the weapons. And then we know what gun culture is in the States versus pretty much anywhere else in the world. You could look at it similarly here in Canada, where we have probably the closest facsimile of in terms of cultures between Canada and the States, plus the ability to get a gun. But we have obviously more regulation than the States.
Oh, and
does.
our culture's different too, right? So the
and the culture
mindset
around
behind guns
is totally different.
Yeah, you go and ask a regular Canadian about guns. Most of them have never held one or shot one in their lives, or even
that's in the States
scared,
too, though.
Or even scared of a gun.
Because, like I said, the vast minority in the States are the ones that have all the guns. So, like, if you talk to most Americans, they've never held a gun, fired one, been in the area of a gun being fired, anything like that. And that's just it. But yet, we see this massive, a disproportionate number of gun violent events in the U.S. versus anywhere else in the fucking modern world. And it's a shame because it's gotten to the point, it's gotten to the point now where it was in New York somewhere or something like
Times
that.
Square.
Times Square. And then a motorbike backfired.
Yeah, everybody ran.
And everyone scattered.
Real story. So 2 weeks ago, it might have been 3 weeks now, but I think it was 2 weeks ago, my dad went to New York, and he went to the Jennifer Lopez concert with his wife. And at the Jennifer Lopez concert, 3 songs in, the power in Madison Square Garden went down.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that fucking place, my dad said,
it was anarchy.
Fucking. He said one of the scariest things he's ever been part of in his life.
That many people, you get some mob mentality shit immediately when something like that happens.
And bro, he said the place fucking scattered. People were trampling on each other. It It was
Nuts.
because in the back of their minds,
they're vulnerable.
They're exactly right.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And then we saw it again at Times Square when a motorcycle backfired. So, I saw a post there. Somebody said something about things are fucked up when your whole country has PTSD. You know what I mean?
And that's what that tweet was. Yeah. It was the backfiring bike, and it was the whole country PTSD.
Scary shit, dude.
No self-respecting fucking nation, or a nation like America that holds itself so fucking highly in terms of like the holier than thou attitude in general. And I'm not saying all Americans hold this, but that's the general idea of America, is that America number one, whatever the fuck, land of the free, home of the PTSD, is when nowhere, at no point should a bike backfire and then everyone automatically assume that somebody is trying to kill people.
Yeah, it's scary.
Can you imagine? Do you realize how deep-seated now that is in the back of the minds of
because it's so frequent.
Everyday citizens?
It's so frequent
because it's almost a daily fucking occurrence.
Yeah.
We got to the point where I think there's been a mass shooting in 1 month, more than or equal to the time it took to accrue that between 1999 and like 2014 or some shit. In 1 month. How fucking wild is that? And it's weirdly in opposition to the trend in the world where things have been in terms of violence and stuff, has been trending down.
Yes.
But in the States in the last 5 or so years has been doing this.
There's a lot of reasons, and I can tell you where one of them is, since that's the point of this topic.
Sure.
It's not video games.
Definitely not.
That's it.
No,
it's just not video
anyone
games.
who could possibly think it'd be video games, just stop. You're probably you'd be the same person that thought that Elvis Presley was turning everyone into Satanists. Just stop.
Yes, I can tell you right now, it's not video games. So it is what it is. It's really, really sad. Yeah, it makes me not even want to visit the States, honest to God.
When this happened, and then there was the other one was the avocado, or not the avocado, sorry, it's California. It was or was it? No, Garlic Festival or whatever the fuck was happening, and that was like in the southern, or somewhere in California, I can't remember where now. It makes me not even want to go to TwitchCon.
No, I know.
It makes me not want to go. I tweeted this yesterday. I said, I'm going to go to TwitchCon. And the whole fucking time, from the moment my foot steps across the U.S. border,
yes,
I am going to be
on edge,
observing everyone, every exit point, choke points of where people are likely going to end up getting caught up, where I can find cover and how fast, and where I can get the fuck out of any given situation anywhere that I'm standing, whether I'm in the convention center, at a bar, at an after party, at a restaurant,
anywhere.
Yes, at any time. My fun is going to be diminished dramatically because I'm going to constantly have in the back of my head, am I going to turn into another fucking goddamn American statistic? Because this shit just keeps happening on an almost bi-daily basis.
Yes. It's scary. I mean, obviously Twitch is going to have some serious security. So I would imagine things are going to be pretty good. I mean, but who knows? I mean, it's still scary. It's still fucking really scary.
It's and
at the same time, you don't want to live your life in fear like that either.
No,
right?
See,
and it's not. It's one of those things, right? It's just one of those. It's a gamble. It's just one of those things. It's scary, man. It's scary.
And that's just it. Like somebody says, Son Gohan says in chat, like who the fuck shoots up a garlic festival? That tells you where we're at now. Can't even go to a fucking garlic festival.
Man, it's bad.
Somebody listed something that was like they can't go to first grade, can't go to the movie theater, can't go to the grocery store, can't go to church, can't
go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Sit in your own house with your own guns.
And
that's the show.
And you know what's fucking stupid? That's what that's what people are actually suggesting.
Yes, I know.
Is go get your own gun.
Yes.
And my favorite thing is let's start arming Oh, somebody suggested one of the representatives suggested that they start putting retired police officers around the perimeters of schools and arm them, and then train like first grade teachers and have them carry.
That ain't it, bro. That ain't it.
What kind of delusional fucking idiot are you to come up with something like that? How fucking insane. Can you even say that your country is first world at that point? You're basically living in fucking an anarchistic fucking shit show. If everyone's got to carry just to have a monicum of feeling safe in what's supposed to be the greatest nation on earth, guess what? You're now ranking under like fucking blood diamond country in Africa. At that point.
That ain't it, bro.
What the fuck are you doing? Stop. When your own military retirees are coming out and being like, guys, what the fuck are we doing? And you know what? You know what the real fucking, you know what the truth of this shit is that the people making these decisions, the reality is, and most of them Republican, but the reality is they haven't been personally affected enough by this yet.
They haven't had a kid shot in school.
They're too fucking separated from it.
Yeah, dude.
Their wife, their kid gets domed by an AR-15.
Oh, I mean, I guarantee their views would change.
Shit changes real quick.
Immediately. So it is what it is. I think, well, for the sake of the topic here, it's not video games. Just going to go and say that. It's not video games. We got that covered. Scary shit, man.
Yeah. So, there you go. It ain't video games. Mr. Black, you want to do a little sellout for us real quick?
Yes. If you guys want to support the podcast, you can do that in multiple ways. The free way is to hit that follow button here on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. You can also leave a review if you're watching this on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're watching it. Leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube.
Yes.
Give us that algorithm love. Hit that like button. If you want to go an extra step further, you can become a paid subscriber here on Twitch, or you can hit up Patreon, patreon.com/legtv. Link is in the description of said video. And I think that is... I think I've hit all of it.
You've done well.
Movies and TV.
Mr. Black, Disney announced a further upgrade to their service for the people in the States, giving them more reasons to stay inside where they won't get shot. $12.99 a month bundle. Gonna hook you up with Disney Plus, Hulu Basic, and ESPN Plus for $12.99.
That's a deal.
So it gets you, like I said, the base and supported version of Hulu, though they'll probably have some way to upgrade to other versions of Hulu within that bundle. But like I said as well, it's U.S. only as of now, and remains to be seen if it will be available outside of the U.S. in the future. But for $12.99 to get those three services, even at a basic level for Hulu and ESPN Plus, that's a substantial deal.
Yeah, I mean, Disney Plus, I think, is $7.99. I think it's maybe $6.99 if you buy a year up front. I'm not sure how that works, but I think at the bare minimum it's $7.99. ESPN Plus is big for UFC.
Yes.
So if you're a UFC fan, you're going to want ESPN Plus.
You're going to want that.
And Hulu, although that's not one that I use, that as well is being thrown in. So for the price of $12.99, you get all three at the price of Netflix.
As much or less than some Netflix bundles. Now, how long it stays that way
probably a year tops.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
However,
it's a great introduction.
That's a good introductory price,
Yep.
And I mean, you're hitting on some big shit. I mean, you get the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus.
Dude, Disney Plus for $12.99 is what I was expecting.
ESPN Plus is the biggest part of that, I think, because for a lot of people, they only have cable at this point for sports.
Is it? Yep.
And maybe HBO, but you have the option of, in the States anyway, of getting off of cable and just going HBO Go. So, like, you now have your sports, and with Hulu, if you upgrade it far enough, live TV, and ad-free viewing, plus Disney Plus for probably less than $30 a month. Why are you going cable anymore?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, pretty soon, I'm canceling my cable.
But this
it's
kind of
gonna
shit
get to
has
the
to
point-
come up here first.
Yes, I know,
Yeah.
but pretty soon it's going to get to the point where I'm literally canceling my cable. I'm putting my shit on like an $80 a month budget, and I'm going to buy the different networks that I want because every smart TV you got, all you do is click on HBO, Netflix, Hulu, Prime,
Yep.
whatever it is,
Yep.
click on it and watch.
Yep.
You're done. You're done.
That's it.
That's
No more cable.
why do you need it?
You
and
don't.
everything's on demand.
You don't. That's it.
That's
You
just-
just don't.
It's dude, the takeover is coming.
Well,
I mean,
they're
it's already long started, but I mean,
they're
it's
cutting
really
out,
coming.
Pretty soon they're cutting out the middleman, right?
Yes.
So service providers are going to have to like get even farther into mobile phones.
Yep.
And just internet pricing.
Yep.
To make up for the fact that they're not going to have nearly as much cable subscribers anymore.
Yes.
Right.
Or cable's going to have to be damn near free.
And that scares me because because then it's going to be like how much are they going to dump all of those costs into your internet bill to make up for what they're losing out on, right?
Yeah.
So
Crazy
to say the least.
dope.
That's literally all I had. For that.
all
I'm
right.
sure you had other stuff, but I didn't see much else.
there was a I was going to get your take on the whole Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
Yes.
Vin Diesel,
Okay.
Jason Statham, all these guys here.
Okay.
So this is a two-parter thing.
Okay.
So it has come out
Yes.
that The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Statham, Vin Diesel,
Mm-hmm.
they actually have it in their contracts where they're not where they don't
Oh,
want
they're not allowed to lose fight.
to lose fights.
Right.
It has to be as equal amount of damage, and they're actually counting punches. How ridiculous is this?
Okay, so you know what this tells me, first of all, is it tells me that these guys have more of an ego than I even want to deal with.
Oh yeah,
I just don't have respect for that. I think that's fucking stupid. I think that's insanely egotistical in a way that, what are you really out here proving? Are you out here to prove that you can actually do a character relatively well, or is your entire fucking shtick the fact that you can throw as many punches as your supporting cast members or co-stars in a fight?
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, are you really showing up? First of all, in the shoes for Jason Statham and The Rock being in the same movie, nobody's there for Jason Statham. So he's already being fucking stupid.
Maybe a few people in China. That's about it.
That's about it. People are there to see The Rock.
Yeah.
Right? Jason Statham, along for the fucking ride. Okay?
He's a good time, but
He's a good
not.
time.
He's not the huge.
Dwayne is a better
driving
actor.
Yeah,
He's funnier.
more charismatic.
He's more charismatic.
Yeah.
He's 15 times the size of him. And if you think that anyone's going to believe, from the sense of that movie anyway,
170-pounder versus a fucking
that
literal
170-pound man versus a genetic shit show on human growth hormone
Yes.
and 500 boxes of pizza a week is going to be able to fucking come out victorious? Crazy. Nobody's going to believe that shit.
But that's
Vin
what it
Diesel's
is.
cut like a bag of milk.
Yes.
He's really not convincing anyone.
No.
Vin
But
Diesel literally...
It's egos, bro.
But it's egos.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that from Vin. I expected that from
From
Dwayne.
The Rock, yeah, for sure.
And I didn't even expect that from Jason Statham, but I can kind of see it because I think Jason is at the point in his career where he knows he's an action star, and he's in the twilight years of his action star career in terms of being like frontline kind of guy before he turns into all I can do now is the Expendables. Like that's pretty much he's
Yeah.
approaching
or he's a Liam Neeson type dude.
yeah, where
you
there's
know?
1,000 jump cuts for him to get over a fence. Like that's kind of where it's kind of where we're at. It's the Liam Neeson trademark is shaky cam and 14 jump cuts to show him just jumping over a 6-foot fence. That's kind of where we're at, and he's approaching that pretty quickly, right? So like I can get that, and I can kind of get it, I guess, from Vin in that I think for Vin it's more about the fact that he's just rattled that his franchise has been completely fucking taken over by a third party dude who came out of left field.
Yeah, and who also made the franchise revived it. Really,
Well,
when The Rock
took it
came
up
in,
to the next level.
that's when the
right?
fucking thing blew up.
Yeah,
But it's definitely an ego thing, especially between Vince and The Rock, because you got like the new guy trying to take over. It's Vince's property.
Here's a question for you though. So, did The Rock really blow it up, or did the shift in the franchise as far as how the movies played out blow it up?
Well, I think
because if you put like The Rock has a lot of charisma and shit, but when he first entered the franchise, it's not like The Rock was like what he is right now.
No, but
he was an okay draw.
He was still pretty like he was still.
He's still pretty big, but Fast and the Furious was still a fucking massive franchise when he came in.
Yeah.
It had leveled, but it wasn't like it was going like nosedive.
Yeah, it wasn't
nosediving,
shit. But it wasn't.
And
the movies weren't.
And when he first came in, I doubt it was Dwayne saying, "Okay, guys, we're going to take this franchise from over here, and we're going to fucking go more. We're just going to lean 90% action.
Well, we're gonna know.
10%
We're gonna
cars."
know pretty soon.
I think it was 2 movies after that probably where The Rock did that shit.
When the next Fast comes out, Fast 9, which we're filming right now.
Yes, which
The
has
Rock's not in it.
no Rock in it.
So we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Hobbs and Shaw movie didn't do as nearly as well as what a Fast movie would do, but it's a Fast and the Furious presents. It's not really. They're just using the name and the characters to make another Rock.
That's it.
Another Rock movie.
Yeah.
But yes, I think The Rock did have a big part of it. Because I think adding him to it gave it new life.
Yeah, but I don't think it orchestrated.
I don't think so, but I think he was a big part of the chemistry there.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see that showdown between Vince and The Rock, and you're like,
Sure.
it was hyped up. I mean,
Yeah,
what
of
other
course.
villain were you gonna get that would be like on The Rock level to go up against, Vin Diesel at the time, especially since the franchise was getting a bit stale.
A couple of bald black dudes just beating the shit out of each other.
That's it. Yeah, like it is what it is, but. I found it funny about them like counting punches and shit, not wanting to look the weakest. It's all about image, right? There, a lot of fragile egos in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And what I thought really funny about it, and I was kind of disappointed with The Rock, is The Rock. We get it, like, dude, Rock, you're the fucking man, but you come from WWE. You're used to taking L's, getting punches, selling things, and giving your co-star. It's due, right?
You know what? You just reminded me of something. I just watched a little mini Twitter-sized documentary thing of The Rock discussing his career, answering questions on his rise, etc., etc. And he specifically mentions multiple times that he learned how sometimes you have to. Like he learned how he had to lose to win.
To win, yeah.
Right? Where he was often the guy that was losing in the WWE, and that would be the way to put yourself over in the future.
Exactly.
And you can't, if you always win, it's not going to play out the same way.
Of course.
And so this whole
they
thing
root for an underdog. It's a big redemption story. They
like
love you more. They watch you struggle.
It's like cross purpose to what now we're seeing with this.
But I think
right?
what it is with The Rock is he's so big now, and The Rock isn't. It's let's be real. Hobbs is The Rock.
Yes.
And
he's just playing The Rock.
And if Hobbs gets fucked up by Jason Statham or Vin Diesel
feels like it's Rock
or Idris Elba,
up.
it's The Rock losing to these motherfuckers.
Yes.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Idris Elba fucks up The Rock
Yeah.
in this movie because Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, Idris Elba, they can play characters.
Yeah.
The Rock plays
Rock.
The Rock.
Yes.
And there's he'll still have the same tattoos.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing in just about every movie. So when The Rock takes an L or it looks bad on The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think that he wants his stock to stay as the big fucking brute that beats up motherfuckers, that is super charismatic on the outside, the big teddy bear.
Yeah.
But when it times to get down, he's going to crack heads and take names. And I just thought it was funny that coming from a WWE background, that he would be more concerned about that. But you know what? At the end of the day, Hollywood is a weird place.
Yes, it is.
Image is a weird thing. This is part of the contracts. Like they're signing movie deals.
Yeah.
And talking about this, there was somebody on the editing table. Jason Statham. He came out to one of the big news things. Jason Statham would come into the editing room to make sure that he wasn't being that literally counting punches, making sure that there was an equal amount of give and take. He was coming to the editing room. and making sure that the right shots were there, the right angles, all this shit, man. It's absolutely crazy.
That is nuts.
It's crazy.
It's silly. But it does show you how fragile that whole thing is and what the relationship
and I can see it too
is like.
And now you've got Tyrese who went out on another Tyrese Gibson who's a fucking basket case. He's
all he's got is complaining.
That's it. And Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all he's got.
Luckily for him, it's all he's gonna need.
That's all he's gonna need.
Yeah.
But he was crying when The Rock did his thing, and he made these long posts, and he was literally physically crying, talking about like he's taking his money, he can't feed his kids. He had to ask Will Smith for millions of dollars to bail him out. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, he had a nervous breakdown, and so he comes out on Twitter.
Okay.
After this movie comes out, and he basically says, "I told you so."
Okay.
I should probably get the tweets up because it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Where he's pretty much like, yeah, respect for you for trying, but the Fast family is exactly that. It's family. It doesn't work with just some of us. It only works with all of us. Good attempt, but it was a fail or whatever. Like, he basically went on The Rock, and then he deleted some of the tweets because then you've got the Fast people that are like, dude. It's still Fast and Furious. We're under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's the company. We're trying to make money for this movie here.
Yes.
You're shitting on this other movie. The Rock is probably going to make a return at some point into the franchise. You might want to shut up. It got to the point where they were batting each other, like The Rock and him hated each other while they were filming the last movie and
for
shit.
Sure.
And,
they were chirping each other like crazy.
The Rock would come out and just like Tyrese's album is called like Black Rose, and he's calling it Black Dog shit. And you never hear The Rock talk shit about another person.
No.
But he was going in on this motherfucker because he's a whiny bitch. And Tyrese is just like, he's a coattail. He's just riding on other people's success. He just so happened to get into this franchise. Because if Tyrese was there or not there, it wouldn't fucking matter at all.
He came in the worst movie in the entire franchise.
Yes, and nobody
Fast
would care.
2?
Nobody cares.
So fucking
Nobody
bad.
fucking cares, bro. So yeah, Tyrese went on a big fucking like a big tear, crying and bitching and complaining, basically making fun of The Rock for you thought it was going to be this big thing, and the movie did well. It's doing well, but obviously it isn't like this huge gigantic thing. Now it is opening in China pretty soon, and The Rock and Statham are both big in China.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to do big money over there, and that's that's the big Hail Mary. But at the end of the day, they thought they were going to have another huge.
And you know what? That I'm kind of happy it didn't.
Me too.
Because then Fast would have been dead.
I saw the movie.
It would have been fucking dead.
I fell asleep 3 times.
Yeah.
I was tired, but
you should not be falling asleep 3 times in that movie.
You know what, dude? I went to Endgame at 10:30 at night after streaming 10 hours, and I stayed awake the whole motherfucking time.
Yes.
I went to this movie.
We went together.
Yes, we went together. And you know what, bro? At the end of the day, that movie it was fun popcorn time.
Yeah.
But it was monotonous, same regurgitated.
Well, you look
shit over,
and you know what?
I'm
starting to see more.
And over.
I appreciate The Rock is trying to work in like his culture into all of his movies.
All that.
But now
that was cringe.
We're ham fisting.
Bro, that was cringe. I didn't like that. I didn't like
ham fisting the fun. There's like a bunch of dudes with guns. And it's like, all right, we're going old school. He actually said, we're going old school.
Yes.
And then let's get a bunch of like shirtless Samoans.
Yes.
Yelling and doing whatever the fuck.
Yeah, doing the
Polynesian
the tribal haka type
thing.
So
and again, I get it. I appreciate it. You want better representation for whatever. You want to be able to lift that that part of your culture up into movies and stuff. But putting in that movie is probably not it.
And it was so cheap. Like, you all saw it in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But they go when they get there, they're looking for guns, and of course, Mama got rid of all the guns because there's no violence, and so they go old school, right?
Yes.
And they start beating the shit out of people with
Get clubs.
whatever. I thought that was pretty cringe, man. Honestly, it felt so forced. Listen, if The Rock wants to give good he already does good representation from being him.
Yes.
And just being a fucking awesome dude.
Yeah.
On top of that, you want to do some real representation? Do a real movie about your people.
Yes.
Not some fucking action-packed, over-the-top,
here's the deal,
borderline shit.
Not going to make any money.
Learn how to act a little bit better. I'm just going to keep it real.
Or don't be in it. Or just produce it.
Or you've got enough fucking money. You work enough.
Just be a producer.
Be a producer.
Find somebody to do the directing for it.
Yes, create a real fucking good movie and represent your people. Listen, I'm all for that, but it just felt so fucking forced.
He even got Roman Reigns in there. Brought his cousin in. Like, we need to get Roman in here.
We need to get him a paycheck.
Yeah. He was out of the WWE for a while because he unfortunately had leukemia.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
Yes.
Let's get him in this movie.
Let's get him in this movie.
And then what better way than to put him in with a club and shirtless and scream.
And doing his WWE moves.
Oh, did you do the Superman punch?
Oh, come on.
Rock did the rock bottom?
Come on.
But the people's elbow, though.
I fell asleep at parts, so it might have been in there.
That's like the one move you couldn't possibly bake into a scene. And
it might have been in there.
Oh my god!
I mean, he did that he did it in what, Fast 8?
He has.
I think he did it against Jason Statham.
A weird way. I think through a table or something.
Yeah, through a table. I think he fought him in some crazy, and then literally did the people's elbow.
Yeah.
So
no, I wasn't.
And I'm Team Rock, man. I mean, how can you not like the dude?
You know
the guy
what?
ran for president, he'd win.
I like The Rock, but my stock for The Rock has been dropping like a rock for quite some time now.
Yeah, he's been working a little bit too much. Here's the thing. His quality of films have gone down.
Yeah, but the money's going up.
But money's going up.
Yeah.
Because his star power is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But that's not why my stock was dropping. I'm just starting to see cracks in the facade a bit. I'm starting to see real Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right? You got to remember this guy came from the WWE, right?
Yeah,
and you had to have known this for a long time. And there are a lot of people that didn't know him from WWE. Because so for a lot of people, they just know him as Dwayne Johnson, right?
Yeah.
You know, they might have The Rock in there, but it's not like they're going back and watching the archives of fucking wrestling and seeing, Rocky Marciano come out and fighting with his like weird friggin' tassels and some shit. So, or Malvia, sorry.
Malvia,
Marciano's a boxer. So, yeah.
So many Rockies.
A lot of Rockies. So, you have to remember that his entire career, and he was one of the best mic workers to have ever entered the ring, has been
the best.
Kayfabe.
Yes.
He's faking everything.
Of course.
And so he could be a complete asshole. You're never going to know
it. Yeah.
And we're starting to see now that everyone has the ability to be an asshole. But The Rock has reached some sort of this level of success where I feel like he feels he can drop his guard a little bit every now and then. And you're starting to see some of this shit.
Chinks in the armor.
Like for example, the interview thing about him talking about taking the L for for the betterment, and then turning around and doing like this.
And he
shit.
says, he's made no comments about this.
Mm-mm.
Normally when there's a controversy around The Rock, he fucking hits. He comes out and nails it right to the face. He hasn't said shit. To my knowledge, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but he hasn't come out and said, yeah, these are false.
I haven't seen
blah,
it.
blah, blah. This is not it. I'm from the WWE. I know all about taking and giving and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nothing, right?
And he hasn't said anything really that we know of.
He seems like, honest to God, an amazing individual that is great to his fans, and he obviously is. You can't, he's a hard worker.
Yes.
But something tells me behind the scenes, this guy, and another thing is what I was hearing too, what I was reading up is The Rock, he'll show up late. He's the type of guy. His star power is getting so big that
he just does whatever he wants.
To a degree,
yeah.
He wants to have the biggest trailer on the lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have his full fucking gym with him. Like, I mean, we're not talking some.
That's not the craziest.
No, that's not the crazy. But
that's a big gym.
Iron's Paradise or whatever, God's Paradise or whatever he calls it. He takes the shit on the road with him.
Good news is that they're paying him enough money that should be okay.
Oh yeah, and he's a walking steroid, right?
Yes.
So he's just.
Especially when he gets into these movies. And then he goes off the movies for a bit. He does this.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then movies coming up.
Yeah, dude.
So, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
I just thought it was funny.
But it is a little funny. It's so stupid, so petty.
It's
very
petty.
That's like levels of petty you didn't even think could possibly fucking exist.
It's very petty. It's just funny listening to it. Like, listening to people that make $20-30 million a movie.
Yeah.
Not including back end cuts.
Yeah.
Worried about how many punches they take in a fucking action movie.
It's bad, bro.
That is all about beating the shit out of people.
It's
just fuck me.
I watched for whatever reason, I was at this place. I watched The Last Jedi on Netflix again.
Oh boy!
So it's the second time watching it.
So was it a bit of a better experience?
So I thought to myself, maybe if I watch it by myself, I'm just at home. Maybe I maybe I gleaned something from it more than I did on the first run through. Let's give it a go. So I did. I watched it. And it was worse the second time.
Ooh, it was worse.
It was worse because everything that I already didn't like about it, I noticed even more than I did on my first pass. And stuff became even more brutally obvious as to like that movie is one giant fucking agenda that's wearing a Star Wars mask. And it pained me more to watch Mark Hamill, who hated everything that they did with every character from the original series, to get through this thing, and you can see the Mark Hamill snark in the scenes where he knows this is fucking stupid. And then the only redeeming thing of the entire movie, just like I said originally, and it's still true now, was the send-off for Luke, not in terms of how they got to it necessarily, but the one shot of him sitting there with the two sons, like it was Tatooine from the first movie.
It was dope.
That
was nice.
And that's everything else about that movie is so unequivocally dog shit that it hurt me to watch every fucking scene. The acting was fucking bad. The writing was fucking bad. The fucking visuals, while great, not enough to carry fucking anything. Music was just okay. It wasn't even like great. It was just serviceable.
Yeah.
The storylines, half of them could be removed from the movie, and it would have changed absolutely nothing in terms of the outcome on the other end.
Random expedition.
Just random. Fuck it. There was so much heavy-handed, and like I said, so much heavy-handed agenda work in terms of like the animal cruelty thing and the fucking the gun trade and the fucking environment thing, and then the strong female character thing where it was like, how could we get I'm not even going to explain myself. How many times can we demoralize male characters in this movie, and on the back of propping up the females for like, but for not even a plot point reason.
Yeah, just to do it.
Just to do it.
Yeah.
Like it didn't further any of the characters. It was just like it was like a thing to do, and not even like in a comedic way. So it wasn't even for a laugh. It was just,
dude, that movie.
It was just there. Like,
I've seen it twice. I've seen it twice
If
as
you're
well.
gonna do it, just at least have a fucking reason for it, right?
I actually the only this it's a bad movie when, for me anyway. I know there's people that love The Last Jedi. Wasn't for me.
Bless you. Bless you if you love that movie. Hold on to that fucking.
You want to know the three things that come to mind when I think of The Last Jedi? Every time I think of The Last Jedi, I think of these three things. Blue milk.
Yep.
I can't get it out of my head.
And you can see it in Mark's eyes when he's doing that scene where he's like, fucking kill me.
I think of that every time.
Yep.
I think of that awful casino scene where they're with the horse.
Arc.
That whole dude.
Can we just appreciate that they managed to lock down Benicio del Toro?
I know.
And then gave him some of the worst writing in any Star Wars movie.
God bless him, though, because he did whatever he could.
Gave him a fucking stutter.
Yeah.
And then gave him a character that, again, part of that arc that could be removed, and it meant
nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Fucking nothing.
The other thing that I think of is the Mary Poppins.
Oh, the fucking Leia.
Dude, I can't get that out of my mind. And then when I think of that, I think about it's a trap. I think about how
they could have given Akbar a fucking
opportunity.
Yes.
Like, it pains me.
They could have he could have been the one to send the ship through.
Yes.
And it would have made so much more sense
than that fucking
than a
dumb
character
bitch
that didn't exist at any point in time.
Nope.
Ever was a horrible character that, again, was used mostly to belittle Poe.
Yes.
And then the closest thing to them giving you a reason as to why, or to justify it, was a 5-second scene at the end before she decides to stay behind, where it's her and Leia, and she goes, I like that guy. He's a troublemaker.
That's it.
And that was the entire justification.
That was it.
There was no other anything.
Can you imagine if
it was
Akbar
just that.
went and he was the one who fucking
makes so much more
dude,
sense.
and then he said it's a trap. And
I don't
then
even need that. That might have been
bro.
I would have been okay with it, but I just at least make him be the one to fucking do it.
Okay, I mean, at the very least, give us a close up of him.
Because it's a trap is like some really fucking.
I know,
it's a meme.
Yeah,
it's a meme. I would have
but it
laughed
still would
about
have been
it.
better. Yes, but you know what? If they did it, it would have been one of those things where people would have clapped like crazy in the movie theater.
Yeah.
It would have been those because it's almost like Avengers cheesy. Where it's like Avengers Assemble, or like, fucking they say a one-liner that they always say. But even if they didn't do it's a trap, if they fucking did a close-up, if he saved his people, got him out, and they did a close-up on him, and then he just fucking turboed it right into it. That's just
great. Great. Great.
Because then we would have had a moment in the movie that would have that even though it sucked, it'd have been like, fuck yeah, but they did such a good job with that.
They at least
sent
Admiral Akbar off with anything.
Yes.
But again,
he didn't. He just got shot.
Just like
random play. You don't even get to see. Like, it's just like
every other old character,
Yes.
they get the most shit fucking ends, and then all these new characters that mean nothing to anyone, not just because they haven't been in the old movies,
Yes.
but also because they're written like
You just don't care.
like the worst.
Yeah, you just don't care.
And then they just bring them up. They're like, "Hey, let's make this character super fucking important."
Oh,
Why?
I forgot
don't fucking know.
I forgot one other thing. So there's 4 things I think of.
Okay.
The fucking kiss between fucking
Rose and
yes, and Finn.
Well, that just put
Bro.
a cap on the end of that whole arc.
Bro, that was so cringe.
We're not gonna win. What was it? We're not gonna win by
Dude.
It was like saving the things we love, and then the kid, which was awkward,
bro.
as
But the kiss was so. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The kiss was so bad, and it was so cringe, and it was so awkward, and just not fun to watch that I almost thought like they didn't do any more takes.
No,
like it's
they did it once,
like they did it once, and that was the show. It's like at least do multiple takes and get one that doesn't look as fake and awkward.
I have a question. Has there ever been an on-screen kiss that had less like on-screen chemistry
No.
than that kiss? Have you ever seen one that was less?
No, I actually can't think of one. That was so awkward and so misplaced. It was so tonally
Forced.
It was forced.
It's the joke being it was forced.
Yes.
Like the whole movie was forced.
Yes, it was bad, bro.
May the forced be with you.
Dude, no.
The whole
Somebody
thing
said
was so-
Twilight, bro. The Twilight kisses were infinitely better than
At
this
least
shit.
they were like decent kisses.
Yeah,
this
and
was
at least
this
they
was
were
like watching an 11-year-old try and kiss a
an
balloon for the
adult.
first time.
Like, no, it was like watching a fucking 11-year-old kiss an adult, and the adult's going, "You you're not allowed to do that."
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I know you've seen that in a movie, but you
here, not here.
Yeah.
That's what that was like. That's seriously what it was like. It was
true.
fucking awkward.
It's true. It was super fucking awkward.
And
It
I
was.
can't think. I really can't think of anything cool in that movie.
Though it was a couple of shots. It was the ship flying through the destroyer.
Yes. Okay, that was cool. Yes.
Which was a great shot.
But great in theater to see.
And yes,
it sounded
and then,
amazing.
And
Or
then
the lack of sound.
And then the shot with Luke with the 2 sons.
Yes.
Those 2 scenes comprise the entirety of the value of that movie. Everything else was so bad, and I will still never fucking. You know what I think of? It was in the first 5 minutes of the fucking movie or whatever. The throw.
I know.
And when we were in the theater watching it,
I know.
And I see Luke take the lightsaber and yeet that shit like a cat over his shoulder, I checked out. That was it. The whole rest of the
And
movie
you want to know what's
meant
crazy?
nothing
You
to
want to know
me.
what's crazy?
Literally fucking nothing.
Is J.J. Abrams, although you want to just call Episode 7 A New Hope, fine. It is.
It is.
It was a decent movie. It was Star Wars. And at least JJ, at the end, hyped up Mark Hamill's return. It was epic. The music, it was the last shot. And then you were fucking so excited for him to come back in Episode 8, like the training. And then they open it with it. And it's completely a different tonal shift.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking night and day. The motherfucker grabs it and biffs it. Like it means
sassy,
like
fucking
it means
like
nothing. Yes, I know, dude, bro. And it was funny in the theater. There were people that laughed, but there was also these awkward, like, wait,
what? was a confusion.
Yes.
It was like a laugh and confusion.
Yes, it was
It's like, is there a follow-up to this that I'm not getting?
Yes.
But then they just kept that stupid humor train running.
with the blue milk and everything, the bullshit that was going on, bro. It just got worse and worse and worse. And the worst part about it was everybody was so fucking pumped for this movie. Everybody's in there and they're just Jack, Mark Hamill, fucking, the next Star Wars, and then you're in there and you're trying your best to be on board. And
Why
they're
did
shitting
Rey have the ability to best fucking Luke Skywalker in a lightsaber like sword duel thing? How the fuck?
because
And she does all this with no training. She has more force powers than Kylo Ren and Snoke. She has better fucking saber skills than Luke goddamn Skywalker. She's just some sort of god.
Yes.
And she has zero training or anything.
maybe we'll find out
She's
who
just
she is in the
along
next.
for the fucking ride.
Hey, come December, we're gonna see it.
And you know the next thing that I think of? I call it the smell-o-vision. Where her and fucking Kylo Ren are having this conversation and they're seeing each other and then the water splashes and it seemed like an SNL skit that was like some sort of weird fucking like pun, but you were supposed to take it seriously. Like, oh, I just got moist from the waves on the island.
I think it was to signify how strong their force is that they can
Yes,
actually
it's so
be there
dumb.
in person.
So fucking dumb.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. Anyway, enough because we can rant about fucking episode
Fuck.
7 or 8 for a long time. It's bad, bro. Honest to
me.
God, I enjoy almost every prequel more than 8. And that's sad. That's even sad to admit it.
Why
but
can't we get Darth Jar Jar Binks?
give me him.
Give me that line.
Yes, give me that. Just give me
Fuck.
that. Give me Darth Maul again, please. Give me some fucking actual villains that that are villainous.
Give me a movie. Don't give me this amateur bullshit, which is what that entire movie is amateur bullshit.
And the worst part about it is Ryan Johnson isn't even finishing the story.
No!
He basically just came in
just showed
for
up,
one episode.
threw a wrench in the wheel and said, peace. I'm fucking out of here, boys.
Why would you ever do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck me. Anyway.
I'm
That's
here
it.
and I'm
That's all I
gone.
got. That's all I got for movie news.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't been doing much else. I'm watching The Office again because The Office is fucking hilarious. Watching other like shitty fucking Netflix movies, but nothing stand out other than that. Honestly, watching that Star Wars, you just remind. I went in and I went, all right, let's watch this by myself, clear head, focus up, Buttercup.
Don't.
Maybe you missed some shit.
Yeah, no, you
Nope.
didn't miss anything. You probably picked up more bullshit.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was it. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Tech support.
time for some tech support.
Tech support. Tech support.
Let me get through all of this shit.
Oh yeah, the Home Alone remake. Well, we don't know if that's happening for sure.
That was just a fucking meme, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not necessarily a meme. There was like a
That post was fucking hilarious,
yeah
though.
there's several movies that they're planning to remake, but there's a huge pushback on Home Alone. So
You really
It
don't
might-
need a Home Alone remake.
don't do that. Just don't do it.
You
just
just
let
don't.
us have our childhood.
I needed everything. I got everything I had out of the first movies.
Yes,
You already
first
fucked
two.
it up doing
Yeah.
the third weird
Yeah.
one with that
First
other kid.
two, just give me those. Those are the only ones that ever matter. I
Yeah.
can watch it every holiday season. I don't need
Yeah.
you to give me another
I
one.
got to see Macaulay Culkin laid out on a couch in his 40s.
The only way I ever want another Home Alone, and I
Yeah.
don't want a reboot. I
is
want
a
Macaulay
sequel with
Culkin
Macaulay Culkin.
as him as the dad, and he has some kids,
We talked about this before.
and we talked about it. And I want
He's
high
like-
tech shit.
He's like Liam Neeson
Yes,
in Taken.
Yes.
But Macaulay Culkin.
yes.
Home Alone.
Drones and fucking all kinds of other weird shit that you can deal with these days.
Yes.
That's what I want.
100%.
It's either that or nothing.
Yes.
That's it. I don't want to reboot. I don't want to see
No.
a busted up Marv and fucking.
I'd go for a busted up Marv.
Well, no, I mean, I'll take those guys in
Yes.
the movie, but
Oh,
I
but
mean,
like,
in
no,
a
like
reboot,
replace it?
having
Oh,
some
no,
other
fuck
random
no.
two dudes trying to play the fucking
You need
Sticky
Joe
Bandit.
Pesci and fucking and oh shit, what's his name? Who played Marv? Fuck, I can't think of his name
I
now.
forget his name, but
yeah,
I need those two in my life,
give me that.
and just those two.
Yes.
and Macaulay Culkin.
Joe Pesci's doing another movie here with somebody here. Fuck, did we talk about that last week or the week before? No,
I don't think so.
But it's another like he's doing like a
Daniel Stern.
Somebody in chat will remind me, but there is a movie with is Joe Pesci and Was it De Niro?
It's probably like another mobster movie because
Yeah,
that's pretty
something
much
like
all.
that.
It's
Yeah,
pretty much all
I'm
he
down
makes.
for it. Fucking
Yeah,
sure.
I
Give me
fucks with some Pesci.
It's been a while since we had a good mob movie. You gotta have it come up once in a while.
Hell yeah.
Will asks, have you ever been stranded when your car broke down?
Yeah, a few times. But I mean, it's just a matter of calling people come pick you up.
Yeah.
I've never been like in the middle of nowhere. I remember driving home from Montreal, and there was construction going on. It was like one of those like elevated roads where it was only like about that high, as they were cutting out part of the road and repaving it. And then I was driving and I hit basically the lip,
the raise, and like
it
blew
wasn't.
your tire.
It blew the tire. It wasn't like a gradual raise. It was just like
They do that shit all the fucking time.
and it blew a tire. So we were. I think ended up in Fredericton. So we were like 5 hours out, and we had to spend the night at a motel and then go to a local because it was after they were closed. And it was like,
oh, so you can get it repaired.
Yeah, so we actually had to buy like a new tire.
Yikes.
And then put it on that
Did
in
it
the
fuck
morning.
the rim or anything like that?
No, it actually didn't dent the rim, surprisingly enough. Or if it did, it wasn't enough to like completely.
When I was downtown yesterday, eye appointment or whatever, and I was walking around looking for a place to get food or whatever, and somebody drove by with a completely flat tire, and I was hearing like, and I was like, what in the fuck am I hearing right now? I turn around, I just see this car with one flat, and all in my head I'm thinking, oh, bro, you fucked up.
You're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna get home. First of all, how the fuck do you not feel that shit? Because
Probably does. He probably just didn't have a spare.
completely
He's probably just trying to get home. Probably just trying to make it.
He was on the waterfront. Pull into a parking lot and call up like somebody to come take your ass out of there. It's not like he was in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
why are you fucking in rush hour traffic? It was 4:00 in the afternoon. You're gonna sit on a fucking rim.
No, that ain't it, bro.
You're gonna go from a replaced tire to like an axle,
Rim, everything.
the whole
just
ball
the whole,
joints.
Yeah, just the whole your left side is fucked.
I had, but not for very long. I got it back up and running. So the day that I went to go pick up my RAV, and I had my old Ford Focus.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. It stalled, right? Or
it stalled out and died in like one of the busiest intersections during rush hour.
Get fucked.
And I was like, "Come the fuck on!" I'm like driving to pick up my new car, and my old car knew. It was
it's like, you know what?
Fuck you. I'm going out with a bang.
Yeah, just fuck yourself, bud.
So thankfully I got her back up and running, but that was it was a little harrowing because you don't want to clog up that artery in Halifax.
No,
people get salty real quick.
Oh
about
yeah,
that one.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna get looks and beeps.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Seth asks, last time you had buyer's remorse, excluding Adam's video card. I never had remorse for that. That card's been fucking incredible. Playing games in 4K, pretty dope.
Buyer's remorse. Sheesh, I should probably have one of these. Fuck. I don't really know. I don't really know.
I'll be recent. I've got buyer's remorse for TwitchCon right now. Because the state of California is either trying to separate itself from the rest of the continent, burn to the ground, or kill everyone with guns. So no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm pretty good with that shit. Like it's rare for me to buy something that I sit back and go, "Fuck, I shouldn't have bought that." It's pretty uncommon for me.
Yeah,
to do
me
that.
too. I really can't think of anything that I bought where I'm just like, why did I shouldn't have bought that, or just felt bad about it.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
You know, because typically like things I buy, I can afford to buy. So, you know, whether I end up enjoying it or not, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like,
yeah.
And, you know, in terms of like big purchases, like I can't really think of any. The only thing I can really think of that would be like my motorcycle. But I don't even have remorse. Like I don't have any remorse for it. I just didn't use it the way that I was expected to use it.
Yeah, you anticipated. Yeah,
but I could always sell it and get back like 80% of what I paid for it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
brand new.
So it's not like the end of the world.
But you know, it also doesn't bug me any because I just be desperately trying to sell it. I don't, you know, that's probably like the closest thing that I bought that was like a big purchase that I didn't get what I thought I was going to get out of it.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
really about it.
Yeah, that's
I can't really
fair.
think of anything else.
Klaus asks, what's one thing you always have stocked in your refrigerator? Always. Milk. Ketchup. It's not in the fridge, but peanut butter.
In our fridge, there's always eggs. There's
Eggs as
always
well, yeah.
there's always eggs. There's always orange juice.
Yeah. I used to be that way, but not so much anymore. I've cut back a lot on how much orange juice I've been drinking.
And that's pretty much it that's always in there. I can't really think of anything else that is always in there. Bottles of water, but that doesn't really, this is water. And that's not even always in there.
Yeah. So the condiments that are always in the fridge, ketchup, mustard.
Yeah.
Mayo,
I mean, we always have ketchup, yeah. And soy sauce, but we don't put that in the fridge.
But like other than condiments, eggs, milk.
Eggs and OJ, man, that's us.
OJ, it used to be me all the time. Then I cut out I got used to not drinking it every morning because when I was cutting out stuff to see if I was having like a reaction to sugar, like with what was going on in my scalp, I just got out of the habit. And then when I got back into it, I got into the habit of instead of orange juice, I'd have my eggs in the morning and I'd actually just get an orange.
Oh, I need an orange.
I need an orange.
It's better
because you get everything you need.
Yeah.
You get more because you're getting the actual pulp of the orange, but not drinking it, which is like the most. I hate pulp in orange juice, but I'll eat an orange all day. So I got in that habit, and then I just stopped entirely. I drink so much water now; like it's pretty much like the majority of what I drink. And then milk is just something that I have if I'm having like cereal or if I'm having like a protein shake or some shit. Then I mix it with milk, but otherwise, yeah. Let's see. Nick Winters asks, after watching Adam versus Music Man, I want to see Adam play some more StarCraft 2. What are the chances you'll do a quest to Grandmasters? Literally
0.
You'd have a better chance of winning the lottery. There is another 1 or 2 or 3 games coming.
Yes.
That just haven't been released yet.
Correct.
So if you haven't seen those ones because you weren't there for the live stuff, you are going to see more. Volkus asks, with the recent screw-ups in Fallout 76's patch, you could have just said Fallout 76, and Wolfenstein's Youngblood, are you worried about the upcoming release of Doom Eternal? The only thing that got me a little fucking weirded out about Doom Eternal was at E3, and I think you watched during this too, what the fuck was the platforming about?
I don't know. It became like a bit of Mirror's Edge.
Like, I'm not saying that that's going to end up being bad, but it just weirds me out that they would even take Doom in that.
Yeah, they've taken an already fast-paced shooter and made it ultra fast-paced, and it feels janky.
And then that just kind of slowed it down.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like it was. It looked like something that could be jank as fuck because it's so fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but otherwise.
Honest to God, I don't care about any of those games you mentioned.
No, neither do I.
They all can just burn in a fire, and if they never got released ever again,
it wouldn't bother
I'd lose 0 sleep.
I'm happy that Doom is doing well. Like, the last 2 releases of Doom have been really good. And because Doom is one of those games that's been around for so long, you don't want to see them fuck that property up. So that's been nice. But that's the only thing that's got me a little like, unsure. Just because they're testing the waters with something so kind of out in left field. Chico asks, what would you do to get Blizzard back to its prime? What about Bethesda? The problem with getting Blizzard back to its prime is that Blizzard can't exist in the current state of this market. In terms of old Blizzard, it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't go with it's ready when it's ready mentality anymore. You can't really develop games in the same way that you could when they were at their peak. And the types of games that Blizzard built their entire company on don't play in this market anymore. And as much as people want to have faith in Blizzard, especially since Overwatch isn't technically a bad game, we talked about this before. My opinion of Overwatch is that it's actually too much of Blizzard. It's sterile.
Yeah,
there's nothing special about Overwatch. It's just a very finely honed It's like a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah,
you get it. You know you're going to own it for 15 years. It's never going to give you any issues. It's going to perform flawlessly, but it's a fucking Toyota Corolla.
It doesn't.
Doesn't
wow you while you're doing it.
That's what Overwatch is, right? All 140 horsepower.
Yeah.
Not putting anything in your pants in the northern direction.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what Blizzard became. Is that everything was meticulous and well made, but boring or just uninteresting, especially to today's market where people are looking for something so completely different. And so what could you do? I don't fucking know.
I think Bethesda's got a better chance of making a comeback than what Blizzard does for multiple reasons. Number one, they're not controlled by Activision. So there's that. And then also I think with Bethesda,
the scope of their games is way wider too.
It is. Yeah. And I think with a new engine, and they get back to the roots, they can legitimately make a comeback in terms of the quality of their games. Because unlike Blizzard, Bethesda hasn't been putting out quality. Okay. So
no,
and they've been fucking up, and they've been publicly and everything, and they're fucking up because they just assumed people were going to, and they still do to some degree, still buy their regurgitated garbage, but now they're getting vocally called out for it.
Now it's starting to finally have a backfire.
I mean, you only can buy Skyrim so many ways, and you only can play the same engine so many times before you go, wow, this is dated.
You can only make a bad joke about how broken your game is so many times on the E3 stage before it just doesn't play anymore.
No, it doesn't play anymore. So I actually think Bethesda, if they came out with a new engine and a new type of Morrowind game, but the problem is we're getting the same fucking goddamn engine, and so I have absolute no faith. But if Bethesda was going to do it, out of the two, I think they'd be the ones to do it, and they could do it relatively quickly. I think if Blizzard did a turnaround, this is like a 10-year turnaround. This isn't a and 2-year turnaround. No. Bethesda has the ability to make something great. But give us some of the old, but give us something fresh. And
Bethesda has kind of dug itself a bit of a hole here in that the Fallout 76 was an asset flip from Fallout 4 to get as much money out of the Fallout franchise as possible to dump into their next two properties.
Yep.
So when you do that, like whatever comes after that, at this point in time, especially since even though Fallout 76 was so bad, that, and honestly, as much as people don't like to hear it, Fallout 4 was also not all that great. They needed to take that opportunity with the money that they had and earned from all this shit and press the reset button a bit to make sure that the next stage of Bethesda wasn't in any way, shape, or form tied to the old Bethesda in terms of the meme of everything's always broken. The community will fix it with mods, etc., etc. No more leaning on old infrastructure. Use or build something completely new.
Yep.
Make sure that if there are bugs, at least they're new fucking bugs. Don't give us the same bugs that we got in 2001.
Yeah.
That's just fucking
there's no
crazy.
Excuse for it now.
The community fixes it in every single game release. And there's no excuse that God Howard could come down from on high with his fucking one of his 3 bomber jackets that he owns, and then come out on stage and be like, "Ha ha, memes!" Like there's nothing that you could do to say anymore. It's the same bugs, Todd. They're not new. Stop making excuses.
Yeah.
You make yourself look worse when you say that you involved every fucking studio under pretty much Bethesda's umbrella to produce Fallout 76. You know what that makes you look like? A fucking
horrible,
worthless CEO.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
It makes you look dumb. And there's no spin that you can do to make that better. So, you have to, like I said before, I said this in my Fallout 4 review years ago when I did the review. I said at the end, this is it. It's the last one. If they do this anymore, they're not going to get the support from people anymore. And what fucking happened? Fallout 76. And now here we fucking are.
Yep.
And so the next one, whatever it comes out, whatever it is, whether it's Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6, and I think Elder Scrolls is scheduled to come out after Starfield, that has to be so fucking incredible. It has to be Morrowind.
Yes.
It has to be groundbreaking,
or at least Oblivion.
in a way that it might be broken, but it's not broken like it has been in the past. And it doesn't. If it's going to be broken, it has to be broken because shit is so fucking huge in scope compared to what came before it that you can go, okay, I understand. This is laying groundwork for the next step in what's coming.
Yep.
That's what Bethesda needs.
Yep.
It doesn't need whatever the fuck it's been doing. It sure as shit doesn't need the PR shitstorm that it's been fucking part of for the last while.
No, getting together 20 people talking about how depressed and shit they were, and it was Fallout 76 that brought that shit, bro.
My God,
well,
dude.
that hurt me.
And I'm telling you,
That hurt me.
Bethesda has one more flop like that or PR stunt like that with Todd Howard at the helm.
Oh, and he's gonna get
gone.
fired. He's gonna get fired.
He's gone.
It's probably. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't already talks. Honest to God.
Somebody's been thinking about it.
Fucking right. You're fucking right.
Somebody's
dude.
been fucking thinking about it. He doesn't get another shot at this shit.
No, that was bad, dude. That was
and if
really
he
bad.
isn't, I still think that he's only going to do this and one more Elder Scrolls, and he's going to retire if he survives that long.
Yeah.
But I fucking beg whoever, like all fucking 200 people watching this, whatever's watching right now, I fucking 322. I fucking beg you, do not pre-order Bethesda games and wait and see. And if they pull the same fucking shit as they do every other time, don't buy it. The only reason they're still pumping it out is because they can get away with it, because the community has modded and fixed every fucking game since the dawn of time. There's a reason why Morrowind has been remade in the Oblivion engine, and now it's being remade in the Skyrim engine, and it'll be remade in the fucking next engine that comes after it, because at the end of the day, that was the last good fucking Elder Scrolls game that was made before it started to fucking implode on itself.
Yes.
Oblivion was like generic fantasy fucking nonsense that was broken in ways that even made Morrowind look good, and then Skyrim, pretty much the same thing. Except you could laugh at it because we could now meme on the fact that we modded in Thomas the Tank Engine in the replacement of the Dragons or Macho Man Randy Savage every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Snap into a Slam Jim.
So there you have it.
There you go. There's Bethesda. What's the weirdest thing you've ever overheard in public?
I actually don't know.
I can't think in specifics. I know that I have overheard some weird shit sitting in restaurants. Like the stuff that people like talking about in public loudly enough that you're sitting there going, "Why are you talking so loud? Why are you choosing to have this conversation here at this restaurant?" Maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
You also hear some weird shit when you're on the bus.
Yeah, I haven't been on one of those in a long time.
Yeah, so I can't think of like a specific thing.
I can't either.
I know I have.
Oh, definitely.
Many like double take, triple take.
Yeah.
Like what? Excuse me?
I definitely have too.
But to think of something specifically, I know I have, but I couldn't think of anything specifically. And the follow-up question to that, because it's shady and she needs to get laid, is have you ever had a boner while streaming?
No.
Nope.
I can honestly say that.
Not once.
And if I did, I would fucking tell you. But I have never.
Yeah, no.
I have never. It's never been the case. I haven't had a boner in front of that computer in
a long time.
I don't even know if I ever had one in this house. Shit you not.
What, in front of the computer?
Of course I've had one in this house,
well,
but I mean in front of this computer.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I have.
Winston asks, if you could guest star on any show or podcast, what show or podcast would that be?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
What other podcast are you going to do?
I'm a huge UFC fan. I love Joe Rogan. I
just want him to tell me about monkeys and DMT, Jeff.
Yeah, and you know what? I would get high as fuck. I would smoke weed, and I'd just fucking talk whatever the fuck came to my mind. Don't even care.
Last one. Adam asks, socks and sandals, fashion faux pas, or footwear revolution?
No, don't do that.
Bro.
That ain't it.
That ain't it, bro.
No, don't do that. Don't do socks and sandals, please.
No. The only time you do socks and sandals is if you're at home, you got to go in the garage.
That's literally it. And
That's
you know
it.
what? Your sandals are not even done up. You just slide your feet in them, and you're just kind of.
Well, you get flip flops.
Yes, that's it.
They're not even like sandals that you strap on.
And you can't do flip flops in public with socks on.
No,
you don't do it.
In fact, I'm not even a fan of flip flops in public if it's not the beach.
There you go. I'm with you on that too. I'm with you on that too.
Sandals in general, not at a beach.
Try not to do it.
I feel that that's stop.
Yeah. Even the noise it makes when you're walking, like flip flops,
just annoying.
Like, it's just stupid.
It
reminds me of like high school and shit. Like it just reminds me of just like $10 Old Navy fucking flip flops that like make your feet bleed in between because it's fucking like plastic and shit.
It's just uncomfortable.
It's just terrible. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Technically Awful podcast this week. It's been a beauty.
Yeah. Not as much news as there was last week.
Well, last week was one big, giant fucking...
Ninja Fest.
Ninja Fest.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you want to put a cap on that, he's over 1 million on the sub count.
So just think about that. Whatever he made, and then the bonus of every single... And dude, for like the next God knows how long, every person that signs up on that fucking website, he's going to make...
Well, that's just it. And
people
don't think about that. They're like, oh, it's $1 million. That's crazy or whatever. But they don't go, wait a minute. You had to have a Microsoft account to get that cash in on that free one.
Yep.
So they just increased by orders of like hundreds of thousands at least of new accounts.
Easily.
Just for that.
And just for Ninja. They're not going to do it for anybody else.
Easy.
Microsoft can't come out with something to get people to download this shit.
Easy.
Ninja can.
Easy.
Ninja can.
Crush it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for stopping in to the Technically Awful podcast. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. Give us that good review on iTunes or otherwise if you haven't as well. We'd love it. Thank you once again. And until we see you guys next week, next week, pet.